What up, people of the world? Special Caesar and friends coming at you with more sweet tabletop cosmic horror, folks. Welcome back to our Call of Cthulhu campaign. I am Special Caesar, and I will be your keeper of arcane lore for the foreseeable future. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Tonight we have the usual motley band of woe-begotten investigators. We have Duane playing as Guy Fontaine.
Hello.
Kev playing as Agent Lincoln. I think Kev might be on mute.
My mute is now off. I am here. Yes, I'm still playing as Agent Lincoln.
Eleanor playing
as well. The real one was a bit more on the ball during the Civil War.
Eleanor playing as Frances Walsted.
Hello everyone, buonasera.
And finally Martin playing as Sterling Lake.
Hey everyone.
The scenario they'll be playing tonight is called Genius Loci from the Doors to Darkness module pack, available on Roll20, and features a creepy asylum along with a character they met in a previous scenario. So I look forward to seeing how they handle what I've got to throw at them this evening. Mwahahaha. Just before we do dive into anything Cthulhu, though, I do want to take a moment to draw everyone's attention to a particular rule that I came across whilst perusing the lawbook earlier. That rule is, if an investigator wins an opposed power roll to affect a target, they are then able to roll a D100. If the result is greater than their current power level, or above 96, their power increases by 1d10 permanently. So essentially, if you win an opposed power roll against a target, you can immediately do a improvement roll for power. And then if you succeed on the improvement roll, you increase your power by 1d10. Thus far, we haven't put the rule into effect, but the reason for me bringing this to your attention is because I'd like assistance in monitoring and remembering to implement the rule, if you could. If each player can take note of the rule and remind me if I ever forget about it. Thank you very much. Also, please make a note of your indefinite insanity boundaries. As usual, it's 1/5 off the top of your current sanity. And then whatever that number is, if you reach that during one adventure, you become indefinitely insane. With all that said, I think it's time that we commence the Call of Cthulhu. In the fallout of last week's session, you were all branded as heroes for rescuing Jane Strong, along with a pair of hunters and a small group of the Boston artists, believing them being given a glowing write-up in the Bennington Banner, as well as receiving $1,000 each from Lucas Strong. Now, at the end of the last episode, we were debating on how this affected your credit rating and wealth level, and I think we decided that it was a little more than complicated and really quite confusing. But if you divide 1,000, we worked out that you'd multiply it by 30, don't you? The cash. Well, I can't remember what we decided. The long and short of it is that instead of trying to utilize that rule, we're going to utilize the rule that comes just below it.
The thing about multiplying was it changed at different wealth bands.
Yeah.
So once you got past sort of average, it suddenly jumped up significantly.
Yeah, so basically I've decided to give you all a D6 to your credit rating, which is what the rulebook suggests for when things are looking up for an investigator. It's the rule just below the I'm rich. It usually demonstrates being promoted or receiving a sudden windfall or something like that. I think $1,000 counts as a small windfall. So if you all roll a D6 for me, that will be how much you're increasing your credit rating by.
Okay.
Yeah, 3's cool.
Two.
That's a 1 for... Oh, 6 for Francis. Very wealthy.
Francis deserves it. She's sacrificed so much of her luck on us, on me in particular.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe you could give us some of that extra money then, if you really, really, really appreciate it.
Buy her a nice ring.
Oh, I know nothing of this, obviously, and therefore, whatever. Yeah. Well, who knows? I may appreciate it, not appreciate it. You can only try, guys.
I think if they do it, he'll probably get you one of those rings you get in the cereal boxes, if that's a thing yet in America.
Oh,
The Cracker Jack boxes.
Yeah.
I think with Abraham Lincoln, it's more likely to buy a membership of a gun club.
so sorry. Now, what do I do with this credit rating?
You just increase your credit rating by 6. So I
That's
think
just
you're on 30, so it goes up to 36. Yeah.
36. Yeah.
Okay, so in the quiet of the aftermath, Jane Strong has become utterly beset with Sterling for bringing in a team of specialists to rescue her. In the days that follow, she is everywhere you go. You just can't seem to shake her for 5 minutes of peace. However, gossip and rumour also pervades the streets, as no one really knows exactly what happened out there in those woods. There is talk of dead criminals, missing artists, a murdered survey team, and a disrupted dig site, amongst other more wild stories of a giant monstrous frog residing in the reservoir. Since the Boston artist left town immediately and the sheriff's office was contacted by some form of mysterious agency who took over the responsibility of cleanup and further investigations, you left the town in a complete state of utter bewilderment and intrigue, many of the more sinister citizens blaming it to be the work of the occult. Now, Abraham, you had a sinister wound on your leg, so you checked yourself into medical fairly promptly to see if there is any form of cure for your for the wound.
Yeah.
Whilst in the infirmary, you overhear gossip that the Bureau were able to secure an immense blue crystal of considerable unprecedented and beauty within their laboratories and would be working to study the alien artifact as they spoke. Unfortunately, any more eavesdropping on the conversation is thwarted by the return of the doctor, who informs you glumly that they know of no cure for your wounded limb and that they have never seen anything like it before. It is a baffling wound that they cannot help you with, but perhaps someday you may come across something else that can cure you of the ailment.
Okie dokie, he says with a sad face. Oops, am I muted or not?
No, you're loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, obviously he's a bit devastated by that little slight limp he's now suffering with.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll spend some time researching. He's heard about this. Yeah, I wonder if they've got these like mechanical suits that he can.
Got automail.
Yeah.
Are we talking mech now?
Yeah, we're talking Iron Man.
Can we see any physical evidence of Agent Lincoln's wound? Like, is it like, does it look like a giant lump of cauliflower or something?
Grotesque. No, it's just grotesquely shriveled and maimed. It looks like a mummified leg now. It depends if he shows it to you, though, because it happened under his trousers and he screamed in agony that you didn't actually see anything. So it depends on Abraham and whether he's concealing it from you or not.
I can't see him flashing it around.
So yeah, you don't really know anything about it, guys, just yet. I don't think.
Do we notice that is there a noticeable decline in his ability to get around? And that
You'd
is his movement rate?
You'd probably notice his limp. He'd have a limp.
I lost the movement point, so.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. But finally able to. Sorry, yeah.
I was just going to say, let's not get into too many chases if we can possibly avoid them.
Finally able to get a sound night's sleep, you each return to your various abodes around Arkham. Sterling perhaps going with Frances to try and escape the advances of Jane Strong, who would undoubtedly be stalking your own homestead.
Was I passed out for 3 days, did you say?
Oh, yes. No, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, so she's been by your side for the 3 days that you wake up to her feeding you grapes and that kind of thing, or leaning over you and desperate to take care of you.
That's okay. When I'm unconscious, I will allow that.
Yeah. And then everything that happens afterwards is as I said. So she's just constantly on you. But yeah, opening the front door, Frances, you immediately notice the small collection of mail on the floor before you, as it has been almost an entire week since you departed. You pick up the pile and have a quick skim through. It's a bill, a leaflet of some kind advertising this new thing called a vacuum cleaner, a postcard, and a few letters. The first is a letter from your grandmother checking in with you, as she is something of a traditionalist and hasn't taken to all this new tech, like telephones and vacuum cleaners, but she still would like to know how you are and if you've tried that new cookie recipe she sent you in the last letter.
How nice of her. I'm certainly gonna reply to her as soon as I possibly can.
Okay, the next letter is creased up in a cheap envelope, and when you open it, you notice it has been scrawled rather hastily in pencil. And I will share the letter with you now. Okay, should be shared with you. You should have a new handout, Genius 1.
Not yet.
Oh, you know what? I'll just share it with everyone since I'm going to ask you to read it aloud anyway.
Okay. Okay.
Right, does everyone have that now?
Yep. Dear Frances, I know it has been a while, and that I am already indebted to you and your peers, but I now write beseeching your help once more, and I will be lost, and will be lost should you not see if it is to respond. I have recently committed myself to the state hospital at Donors for a little mental recuperation after my most recent foray into the supernatural. I quickly got to the signature then, Harry Blackwood, because I want to see who's writing. Okay. But I now realize I have made a terrible error in selecting Dunvers. I am in great physical, mental, and spiritual peril here. Oh dear. There is a wrongness about this place. They will not let me leave. I must sneak this letter out to you as they read the mail here. Please come and recover me from this dreadful place. It would be wise for you to bring companions, and coming here alone is a mistake. Your friend, Harry Blackwood. I'm starting thinking, Harry Blackwood, what happened to him? Oh yes, I think I remember what happened to him, and he went into this institution here. Okay, so I reread the letter, not really, but myself, I reread the letter. And obviously I start wondering, okay, he's sneaking this letter out to me. How is he sneaking this letter out to me? Because if this institution is such a tight place, it would be interesting to find out. And maybe he's over exaggerating, because, okay, what am I doing here? There's no point in thinking all this by myself. I immediately take pen and paper and I write a message. And what would that, at that time, I think I could, I go out in the street. No. I go to my assistant, stays there, Alexander. Alexander, dear, would you run an errand for me, please? You need to deliver these 3 letters to my friends and companions. And then ask them to meet me here in my shop as soon as they can, if they can. So I write a quick note. I have received a letter, a disturbing and worrying letter from Harry Blackwood. It would be perhaps a good idea if you could come and see me at my shop. I write the address, although I think they know it by now, but I write it anyway. As soon as you possibly can. Your faithful, whatever they were signing at the time, sorry, your faithful Frances. And would you do this for me, Alexander? Would it be possible? Yes. And I already put the 3 letters in his hands and some money, and I'm pushing out the door.
Okay, no worries. For thoroughness, you open the final letter after doing that, which is typewritten on official Danvers State Hospital letterhead and in a regal-looking envelope. And then there's...
Alexander, wait! Come back! Alexander, come back! There might be more! Danvers State Hospital. Oh, hang on, I have to scroll down. Okay, Danvers State Hospital. Okay. Dear friend, please disregard my early letter. This is printed. No, is this printed, you said, yeah?
Yeah, printed on letterhead.
Not handwritten.
Not handwritten.
Okay.
Signed.
No, this is even worse. Okay. Dear friend, please disregard my early letter to you. I was having an anxiety attack. Yeah, I thought that. I thought he was having something like that. This is me reading a letter. So obviously I read one phrase, then I start thinking for about 15 minutes. Then the following line. Everything here is fine. Do not come here. Sure, of course we are coming now. I need more rest and counseling. Thank you sincerely, Harry Blackwood. Alexander, it's okay. You carry on. That false alarm. Nothing to do with that at all. Please do go. Bye. Ciao. I'm still want to consult with my friends because this is definitely looking not something, something that Harry would have written probably.
Yeah, make a no roll, please, which is an education roll.
Then there is a question, and probably it's just me, but the signature on the printed one is not the signature on the description one.
Yes, that is well noticed. That is part of the scenario. That's the original name in the scenario, which I changed to fit it into the plot.
Okay, because I scroll down to read better, and although still I don't read well, sorry. But yeah, just okay. So knowledge roll. Okay,
so
knowledge
yeah,
roll.
an education roll, which is a no roll.
Education. There we go. Yes, hard success.
Yeah, very good. So you notice immediately that the name on the second letter is misspelled. It says Harry Blackward rather than Harry Blackwood, and it's also addressed to friend rather than the start of the letter says dear friend rather than naming Francis.
Okay.
And that strikes you as odd, as well as everything else that seems a little out of place.
Yeah. As soon as I opened the second letter, it was already smelling fishy, or whatever they say. And I'm still thinking, this is typewritten, not handwritten. It is with the official Danvers address thing, so not on a piece of scrap paper as the other one. So clearly the hospital has intercepted the letter or has found out somehow of the letter, and they are trying to stop us. No, nothing can stop us now. So I carry on with my work with, and no, all of a sudden I stop. And so, of course, I have to write to my grandmother now while I'm waiting for my friends, if they ever come, if they ever decide to join me here. And I take piece of paper and pen, and I write a letter to my grandmother. I explain.
So, just to clarify, the Alexander that you sent off, is he personally delivering all the letters to you, or is he just taking them to the post office?
I sent him personally to the other 3 addresses that I know of.
Okay.
And I also said, sorry, I forgot. I wanted to say to him. I don't have.
Francis is old school, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
At 1923, I don't know if it was that common. I don't think I have a telephone in my shop. I didn't picture my shop with a telephone.
Okay.
But if you think I should have a telephone, then I have a telephone.
No, I just thought I just thought maybe something that you didn't know. But okay. So yes, you carry on writing a letter to your grandmother. Is Sterling with you? Sterling, did you accompany her, or did you head home?
Yeah, well, I mean, after my 3 days rest, I probably would have come to visit Frances because I need to check she hid the book and discuss the Cthulhu book before the other guys get there.
Oh, okay. So as soon as you come in, or if you were in the shop, but I thought you were not in the shop, you have in these days obviously asked me where I hid the book, and I have what's the thing they say? I have dared you to find it. Okay. So it is in the shop. I have yeah. Go and see if you can find it. It is in this shop. I can obviously, I told you I was going to put it in this shop. See if you can find it, because I have hidden it in plain sight. Oh. Found it. It just turned.
Apparently, it calls out to Sterling something in the language, in the writing. He's connected with him, and it seems to resonate, and he just can tell where it is immediately.
Yeah. I'm like, good try, Frances.
you hear a curse between my teeth, obviously. Then, damn it. And okay, so how about we play this game? While we're waiting for the others, if they ever decide to come. How about you? I close my eyes, I close my ears, you hide it, and I try to find it.
Okay.
As the hours go past,
we're playing this game now. Yeah.
Guy and Abraham, you each receive. Someone arrives, knocks on your doorstep, and gives you the letter that Frances wrote to you, the message.
Okay, yes, I'll be summoned by Frances if she needs me immediately.
I'll pick up the phone call and call the other guys and see if they need a lift.
Sure, why not?
I'm already there, so I'll just be asking Frances if she studied the book and if we should, if she's ready for us to maybe give it to the bureau or if she wants to keep it longer.
I presumably I have studied the book, but I don't think I have finished it. That depends on you, what you decide. If the time that has elapsed is enough or not. And Sterling, I don't think this book. I mean, frankly, if you ask me, I will say we keep it hidden here or anywhere you want. It is your book, and I don't think the bureau should have it. But that's me. So don't ask me. There's you as well, obviously, and the others, and they know the book, obviously, and It's this. If you ask me, I wouldn't give it to the bureau. No.
Okay, I'll see what the other guys say because they might need it more now with what happened, and we'll discuss with the other.
Yeah, it's the thing. You see, this agency, right? We don't know what they're really doing. So what if there's a lot of people there. What if somebody there takes it and uses it for other purposes than what we would use it for?
True.
It just all goes into a big warehouse. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but then there's always somebody, like the big warehouse keeper that may put his, eyes on it. And
no, he's well trustworthy. You never watched Warehouse 13, have you?
You both hear Abraham's voice echoing from the rafters somehow.
I am everywhere.
My walls are impregnated of Agent Lincoln's voice and thoughts. Oh dear, this is a bit. This is worse than Glakaki, probably.
Yeah, it's not Big Brother watching you; it's Big A.
Because I was going to say when Agent Lincoln gets here, once he tells us some stuff, if he reveals something, maybe he could use that to buy.
I was going to do That's when I got in. Because shall we do it that I've arrived or?
Yeah, we can just say time passes, you hang out.
We're the breaks.
And several hours later, Abraham and Guy show up and come to your door.
Oh, my friends, so kind of you all to be here. And obviously, Sterling was already here, so he probably crusted my place in these days if he wanted to avoid Jane. Or maybe didn't want to avoid Jane. Who knows?
We'll never know.
Who knows? I haven't really gone deep into that investigation. So, they're so kind to come here, and is Alexander has probably come back. Alexander, can you please stay in the shop while we have a little discussion in the at the back? So I take them to the back. There is a back. Usually shops have a back part. I'm sure this one has too.
Yeah.
And I take out the letter and I read it out. The first letter. I read it out again. And I underline the signature, Harry Blackwood. It's Harry Blackwood that is writing to us. You remember him? I'm sure.
No, and Francis. Please bring us up to date. I don't remember any Harry Blackwood. Is this the cellar that we investigated?
We helped Harry. I think. Honest, I thought it was the
That is correct. Yes, it was the cellar.
Yeah, I thought it
was the cellar. Oh, yes, now I do. Yes, down in that deep, dank cellar where you were afraid of getting bitten by spiders.
And you danced the Charlton for the first time as well.
Yeah. I think it was me shooting him, right? But never mind. We don't go into that detail. Yes, Harry Blackwood. I think yes, it's him in the cellar, and he's gone to this hospital. Yeah, the Danvers Hospital, mental institution, I'd imagine, or something similar to that. And
he was found not guilty, though, right? I mean, he didn't murder his wife, so what brings him to an insane asylum?
That is one question, indeed. And I show the others the letter. It's written on this piece of paper, and it just looks like scrap paper, a bit broken, turning parts. And I show while they're holding that, I say, yes, indeed, what took him there? Well, presumably what we saw, what we witnessed there wasn't easy, and he got into this hospital. Maybe his doctor advised for that. I'm not sure, but he's clear. The first thoughts I had when I read the first letter, because yes, there is a second letter. When I read the first letter was that he was having hallucinations, visions, or was a moment of maybe between medications, and he needed. He was seeing things, or was exaggerating, perhaps. But,
don't tell me he took off his family ring again. I remember there was a ring,
yes,
and
there was a ring, you're right.
if he somebody in the family had to wear it at all times, and if he took it off, which is the mistake he made, to allow that monster to come up out of the basement and murder his wife, then all hell broke loose. But as long as he was wearing the ring, he should have been okay.
Oh, yes, I remember now the ring. Thank you for reminding me about the ring. Yes, he may have taken it off. He may have. Okay. So, he's going on with this. They are not letting him out. They are checking all the mails. I'm not surprised. I heard of these mental institutions where they are a little bit strict and things. But here is the worrying part. Is the second letter that I have received. It is signed Harry Blackwood, and I'm showing it to all of them now. Just showing, passing all the three of them in front of the three of them. It looks a bit more official letter with the address and the name of the hospital, and then it's typewritten. It's typed. And it says, to disregard the previous letter, don't come, everything is all right, onkidori, no problems. I was just having a moment. Okay, so, obviously, me being me, I don't believe the second letter. But I'll let you discuss this, and perhaps I shouldn't have said that, because that's perhaps influencing a bit.
So he's in Danvers State Hospital, Wow. That is a big facility. Can I make a no roll on this a little?
Of course. What do you know rolling? Just what you know about it in general?
That there are it has a reputation for some kind of cutting edge research, and this is based on real life stuff.
Okay, yeah, then go ahead. You'll have to fill in the information, but yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to hear it.
Oh, no. I know, but Guy doesn't know.
Okay. Maybe you can tell us in the break or after or something.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
But if you have mentioned, as you mentioned, if it is a known hospital, I would say probably no. I haven't heard of it before. Yes, we all probably know that there is a mental institution in town, don't we?
This is in
So-
Danvers, so it's...
Danvers. It's if we're in are we in Arkham right now?
Yes, everyone's in Arkham. I'm just changing you
Yeah.
over on the map to...
So it isn't too terribly far.
So at the moment you're in Arkham here. Why is my I want to change my color. It's always grey. Anyway, and Danvers is down here.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty close.
yeah, it would take maybe an hour and a half drive, 2 hours.
Oh, that's only what, about 7 miles as the bird flies. So
Oh really?
yeah, if you look at the scale of miles, it's not all that far.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. 5 miles almost.
5 to 10 miles. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We probably have all of us have heard of mental institutions in general, right? So, everyone, do you think it's normal that the mental institution would read and check mails? I think it's possible.
It seems pretty normal, I'd say.
Can I make a legal roll, a law roll, just to find out if it's actually against the law to do it? Because it sounds more invasive than normal.
What, to withhold someone in a mental institute? That's
No, I mean, I know that you could hold people even against their will in the mental institute, but reading their mail and stuff like that, because in the UK, for instance, interfering with somebody's mail is a crime.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, make a law roll. Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant about holding him. No, you don't.
Obviously not an area I looked into, probably more to do with guns with me.
Okay, there is this phrase he writes, there is a wrongness about this place. It's what got me worried. And before I was thinking, when I was reading, yes, if it really is in a mental recuperation center, then maybe he was having a moment, whatever they call it. And but there is a wrongness about this place. Ooh. Then somebody that is not him, because I remember, I think I remember. So Francis thinks to remember that his real name was Blackwood, not Blackwood. Right? Because I roll for that anyway, so I'm pretty convinced of that. So everyone, his name was Blackwood. So whoever is writing to me, dear friend, is already not addressing me as Francis, which is strange, and then he's also signing Blackwood. What stupid people that don't even check his real name. That's Francis. She's let this one go without thinking before speaking. What do you think?
So you're saying, Francis, that they got the name wrong, and so he didn't write that. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that someone else wrote the second letter.
Yeah.
The typed one, and they didn't even. How stupid can they be not to even check the proper surname? Unless, obviously, it is really Harry not doing well with his mind because he's too much medication in him and he can't remember his own surname. But I think it's quite unlikely.
If he can't remember his own name, then surely he wouldn't remember how to type.
Or your address.
Oh, yeah. True. But it doesn't write my name. He may have forgotten my name. But that's a good observation, Agent Lincoln. I don't think that people that are in a mental institution have access to typewriters, perhaps. So this is looking odd. I will pay a visit. I definitely will pay a visit. What do you think? What do you all think?
It smells fishy to me.
It certainly wouldn't do any harm to visit. I mean,
I'm happy as long I'm like now that Glataki's not threatening the whole world. I feel slightly safer. Yeah, so it can't be him. Hopefully.
Oh,
Yeah.
as you say that, when I was in the hospital, you mentioned something about touching the blue crystals could end the world or something.
If they break the crystals, they have to kind of keep the crystals together. Yeah.
You might want to pass that information on to the bureau. They're examining it. I don't know what kind of examination they're doing.
As you say this, I'm going to get the book out and say, "Well, do you know that I was studying that book?" And then I'll explain a bit about how we found the spell and what everyone wants to vote to do with the book at this point, because of obviously, especially now I know about these crystals, I'm like, this might be able to help, and maybe Agent Lincoln could use it as some form of leverage if he reveals about his weird shriveled hand or arm or leg. Is it leg?
Leg.
Leg?
Yeah.
Might be like, could this help? Do you think they? Yeah. Could you? I don't know. What does everyone think?
Well, I think they need to know so they don't cause an inadvertent end of the world.
Yep, fair, good point.
Whether they I can use that in some way to get access to something that's hidden where I don't know, maybe some piece of magic. I doubt it, but worth a shot.
So,
wait a minute. There's Sterling. Explain this to me like I'm 6 years old. I'm not getting this. There's a blue crystal, and there is a book that we found at that hotel, the Squatters Hotel, Squatters Lake. And how does all this fit together? I'm just not getting it.
Okay. Glataki came to our planet in a big crystal prison, and when he got to our atmosphere, it kind of broke the prison crystal up. The prison stopped his energy. So he's trying to get the crystals and get rid of them so he can kind of come back, because the crystals still being on Earth kind of stops him. So that's why he's been trying to destroy the crystals.
Okay, I'm following the crystals. Now, how's the book tie in?
The book can summon him to where you are or get rid of him, and it explains the story of Glataki and how he came here. It's
cultist writings, a selection, a chronology of cultical writings.
Okay. So is there any need for all of us to understand what's in that book, or are we good enough with just a couple of us? You and Frances already seem to have a handle on this, right?
I mean, it's whatever you. That's what we're saying. Me and Frances. I've studied it. Frances has nearly studied it, but it does give you a good background of the crazy Cthulhu stuff. So I don't know if you guys want to learn more about it, because it does have general stuff.
Oh, well. Yes, I think I would like to improve my knowledge in that particular area. I've already picked up a little. I'd like to improve it further.
Are you sure about that, Guy?
Well, it's difficult because
it's a slippery road. I'm not sure you want to go down it.
I am feeling more balance of mind than I have felt in quite some time, and my cat Philippe is not hissing at me anymore, although he's not friendly yet. And so I will have to be a little cautious about this, but I think I am interested, yes.
Sterling's going to kind of put the book on a table and back away for you three to discuss, because he's got everything he needs out of it. Though he's going to tell Guy, which I'm upset, Guy, I was looking for a cool new hat for you, and I had this idea for a propeller hat, but it doesn't get invented till 1947. But on that day, I will send you possibly my idea for a propeller hat.
All right. Well, thank you. I'll give it a try.
You guys can discuss what to do with the book, the three of you.
Well, if you are okay with this, I would like to finish it, and then I'll pass it on to you, Guy, perhaps, if you want it.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Frances, you have about a week left of studying before you finish your full Cthulhu reading.
Okay.
I think we should ensure that the Bureau knows not to do anything with their with the blue crystals as soon as possible. They might come after the book.
Okay, so maybe if I talk to the Bureau and explain, but then how do you want to say that I know? Could I say, oh, we're sending you the book, and then we can just pretend it's been delayed or something in the post?
In the post. Yeah, sure. If you want to swing that, then say, yeah, you see there's a book that you've obtained and you're completing the studio to make sure they haven't missed anything, but I felt you should warn them that this blue crystal is a dangerous thing.
Okay.
Or it's dangerous to destroy it at any rate.
Yeah.
Sterling, do you want to really tell them that this book exists?
Sorry, was that me you're talking to, or?
Sounds like Sterling stuck between a rock and a hard pickle.
I'm done. I'm just saying, I've got all the knowledge from the book, but I'm asking advice. So I can explain to the agency what I know, but they're going to ask how I know because they might just think I'm crazy.
I don't know, Agent Lincoln. I would be inclined to keep it, for us to keep it, and not mention it to the Bureau. But if you and Guy think differently, I'm open to your opinions.
Well, I'm worried that the Bureau is experimenting on this blue crystal, which could result in the blue crystal being destroyed.
I agree with you completely and totally. Let them know that the crystals are dangerous and not to play with them because they could bring whatever from wherever. But
what do we say when they say, how do you know that?
I don't suppose that I just know will suffice, will it?
No.
I could tell them, and we're going to leave soon anyway, and then we'll have the book with us, so we can't take it unless they come and find us, and they're not going to know where we are. So maybe that. I agree with Agent Lincoln that maybe I should tell them what I know in case there's other crystals and stuff going on. Yeah.
Well, in the interest of moving things along, we'll say that's what you guys do for the moment. Abraham, you put in a telephone call to HQ and let them know that the crystal, it's dangerous to destroy the crystal because at the moment it's withholding a powerful deity or something. And then you guys can decide a bit later on what you want to do with the actual book. How does that sound?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Throwing the book at Frances and it's your hot potato now, Frances. It's not my problem.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm gonna hide it a little bit better than what I've done previously. Or maybe, how about Sterling? You hide it and see if I can find it.
Okay, that'll be a fun game.
We're still playing that game. Yeah.
I'll hide it somewhere and then we can leave. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. While you were discussing this, when Agent Lincoln comes back, because I don't have a telephone in the shop, so he probably is gone to wherever.
I think he has a radio in his car. Do you not have a radio in your car?
Oh.
No, I don't think so. That's way beyond what I would have.
How do they get in touch with you? Oh, we're gonna have to work that out.
Okay. When he comes back, anyway, I just I changed my mind on the idea of going alone because in the first letter. Because I'm still keeping this letter in my hands. Frances keeping this letter in her hands, and I have probably read it 5, 6, 7 times. Please come, blah blah blah. It says I would be wise for you to bring companions, as coming here alone is a mistake. I think that at this point, my first idea of going alone and just scouts and have an idea without going in any further in from reception, perhaps. But I still think it's a bad idea then, because they could grab me and put me in a cell and never to see that again.
Francis, you do not want to go to that place alone. Absolutely. No, I've recall some very interesting newspaper articles about some of the goings on there. Yes. Yeah, it's risky even if we go as a group, so we'll have to keep an eye out for one another.
Well, what about if I go there and say that and show my credentials and say that we're there to interview in regards to the case in the cellar? to clarify some information in his earlier statements.
Ooh, sounds nice.
Well, Guy, you could go in undercover as a crazy person because you're pretty well trained at it.
Well, thank you so much, Sterling. I'll take that as the backhanded compliment that it was.
It was, yeah.
And I can come as your sister because they only take siblings visits, right?
Always wife. You've got to be related, right, or something.
No, I think I think Agent Lincoln's idea was best, and we could accompany him as just some of his assistants, right? They don't have to know who we really are.
True.
Definitely, Francis. You shouldn't tell them your name's Francis because they obviously know your address and at least your name, right, from the letter.
Now we come here with the alter ego name. So it's gonna be Jessica Watermill.
Okay. Okay, so are we driving through the? How long is it drive? Right? Is it like a few hours or like a time?
No, it's only about 5 miles away, wasn't
Maybe
it?
an hour, if that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we can literally just go now, right?
Yeah.
All packed up with whatever bullets.
Jessica, bring some notebags and a pen, and you can pretend to be my secretary. And Guy could say that he's a specialist in psychology, and Sterling could be the a specialist in the area of the making some drawings of the crime scene and discussing some of the irregularities that we'd found.
Yeah, the storyteller.
Perfect. Okay, we have our cover stories. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
And
If
we've
you
got
read-
all the bullets, right? That's what I'm concerned because I don't have weapons really. You guys need lots and lots of bullets.
Well, I won't be able to walk in with the Thompsons. That'll have to just be concealed guns. I don't think I'll bring a shotgun either.
I think I know what the answer is, but maybe we could bring some of that old dynamite with us. I presume that's gone now.
If you all agree, I would leave the 2 letters here. I don't want them by any chance to find them on us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so you're making your way to Dan. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Do you have a look at the letters again, everyone? Do you think there is something that I have missed here?
No, I think you're reading too much into it. I think, I think we just go and find out.
Yeah.
I believe there's a cover up, but we just need to find out what the cover up is.
Okay.
So, Abraham, I have to check. Do you not have a radio in your car at all? Not like a double two-way radio, just even a receiving radio that can tune into broadcasts but not respond?
I don't know. You'd have to tell me whether they would have that. I don't know if they do.
We'll say that you do have so you can receive. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to stay in touch in the field, would you, at all?
Well, then, if it's a radio for that type of thing, it would be a two-way radio, I think.
In the car, okay.
Yeah.
Say that then, yeah. I'm not sure if they had the like two-way walkie-talkie radios that we're thinking.
No, but it'd be a car radio set. That's something I'll see.
Yeah. Are you Googling it?
I am indeed.
Forgot
1927.
Well, that was the first one, was it?
After years of trial and error, so it could be an early version.
Okay, let's say it's
The first patrol car radio was installed in 1928. So I suppose that the Bureau might be a bit ahead of the schedule.
Yeah, and we'll say that it's just a one-way one, so it's even more primitive in terms of tech. You can just pick up transmissions. So broadcast from the agents to pick up on news and information and orders. So you drive to Danver. It's a lovely, pleasant journey. Nothing eventful happens. It's only about an hour, like you said. It's like 6 miles away. But as you come closer to Danver State Hospital, an ominous atmosphere seems to permeate the area. A winding drive up a rural hillside through a set of tall iron gates leads to the sprawling hospital at Danvers. Featuring a central building with a front tower flanked by angular adjoining wards, the asylum's layout resembles the shape of a large bat with outstretched wings. Numerous outbuildings surround the main complex, as do copses of broadleaf and evergreen trees. Grassy fields and woodland ring the hill. Though normally considered a beautiful vista, there is a leaden, dulled quality to this particular scene. Each vacant, staring window appears to be a cold, soulless eye boring into your most private thoughts, and a leaden gloom pervades the atmosphere of the place, leeching away all happiness and hope. The extensive buildings and grounds encompass the patient wards, dormitories, offices, examination rooms, laboratories, kitchens, workrooms, service plants, greenhouses, garages, and even a chapel. All in place to keep a small city of the mad running with minimal contact from the outside world, even unto the next life. A potter's field sits apart on the sloping hillside, claiming those lonely patients without next of kin.
My, this place is creepy.
Is that the one they used in American Horror Story? Is that like the same maybe picture they used something?
It was used in a film, Session 9.
Session 9.
I would say definitely. I've definitely seen it before on something. Yeah.
A large oval sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, carry on.
It looks jolly.
Jolly, yeah.
Jolly.
So a large oval reservoir is set into the western slope of Hawthorne Hill, surrounded on 3 sides by trees, its easternmost shore facing the asylum. The surface of the reservoir has an odd, almost metallic blue-grey sheen. A semicircular amphitheatre occupies the eastern slope of the hill, its backdrop the shore of the reservoir. The amphitheatre appears to be a fairly new construction.
As soon as I see the reservoir, I grab Sterling's arm and squeeze. Oh no, a reservoir.
I was just saying, Francis, I was thinking the same thing. It's like, I'm not doing the same thing again. It's like he's stalking me.
Now, folks, we can't be afraid of all bodies of water. There's thousands of them scattered just within New England itself. So
this is the 3rd one me and Francis have been together, and 2 times it's had a big monster in it. So
plus Guy, plus this is glowing green, so that's already not looking good.
What's glowing green?
No, I thought you said there was a kind of a green shade around
the
it.
metallic sheen on the blue grain. Yeah, you're right.
Sterling might just start doing the spell now to like get rid of it.
Yeah, let's get rid of it now, yeah.
So I'll drive up to the entrance and park somewhere suitable down there.
Okay. Can everyone, as you get out of the car, please make a power roll as you step on the premises? Going straight into it.
Fumble.
Oh, really?
Oh, me too. I didn't do well.
No. Oh.
So those who succeed, you experience a visceral sensation of palpable dread. Abraham and Francis, siphoning off a single sanity point. So you both lose 1 sanity.
I think it was who succeeded, you said?
Yeah, those who succeeded, yeah. They notice that there's something strange, and they get a sense of palpable dread, which saves off a sanity point. You get the disconcerting thought that the asylum is somehow aware of your presence and is growing hostile to your visit. I'm not sure, Guy, you fumbled, so I'm not sure what that means in this, where it's like a reverse positive.
Totally.
He gains a sanity point.
Yeah. You're in La La Land.
Hey, what a lovely place! I might move in.
You're in La La Land. This place looks dreamy to you. You're just considering committing yourself and getting a full checkup.
I wonder if they rent out any apartments here.
Something's like, yeah, I can imagine you living here. I'll help you with the paperwork.
I just look at the pair of them and go, "You might need to be." Hey, what was that thing you said about if you did a successful power roll? Was it only a contested one? Or
Contested power roll, yeah. So if you succeed in a contested power roll, you get to do a improvement check immediately and improve your power if you succeed.
Right. Well, let's go in.
You guys have got.
He says as he strokes his pistol inside through his jacket.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys hiding your guns, and if you guys got the story straight to tell them, because I can't remember it, so I can let you
You're
guys.
You're supposed to be the smooth talker.
Yeah, I'm the charming one. That's why I'm like, yeah, who's going to talk to them?
I guess Abraham, since he's the one with the credentials, right?
Yeah. Right, so we're going through?
Yeah, so there's a buzzer. The doors, the gates here are electrified. There's a buzzer. I'm assuming you press the buzzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a moment of hesitation, and then bzzz, hello? Can I help you?
Yeah, Federal Bureau of Investigations here. I need to speak to somebody in charge.
Righty-ho then. Just come on through to reception. We'll meet you there. Just straight ahead, the main doors. Thank you. And the buzzes and you hear the electric go off.
Where's everybody else gone? There they are.
Whoa! It's like I thought you got sucked in or something happened. It's like, okay, that's scary.
We're going to into here, are we?
Yep, that's the main reception. So within the cheerless interior of the central administration building, you notice a strong antiseptic odor and freshly mopped floors. Grill work covers all windows, and listless gown-clad patients slump in wooden chairs or shuffle about aimlessly. There is a severe-looking desk nurse behind the reception who looks at you expectantly. The Bureau of what did you say you were again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I'll give the credentials and just say it's the Bureau of Investigations.
She looks at it, looks a bit baffled. She says, And what is it exactly we can help you with today, sir?
Yes, one of your patients is involved in a case of the murder of his wife, and we've come to discuss with him some irregularities in the evidence that we've uncovered.
Oh, is that Blackwood fellow? Sorry, I shouldn't say, but you sound like you know.
Yes, that's correct. Eric Blackwood.
Yes, okay. Follow me, I'll take you to the superintendent. And she goes out into the main hall, or into this. She goes through the double doors, which are locked. Notice that she takes out a key and unlocks them to let you through. And this is like a living area kind of thing. There's a orderly in the corner. There's an orderly by this door. And then there's a couple of patients sitting here. One of them is drawing in chalk on the floor.
Any arcanic symbols coming out of that?
Let me just have a look for you. It's not really spot hidden, I suppose, and you've asked about it directly, so... Yes, the patient that's scrawling with chalk on the floor, the image is that of an obscene creature, a dragon-like toad with a multitude of eyes.
I'll kind of nudge the nearest person to me and nod towards them.
Yeah, Sterling's backing away because he'll have seen that. He's like, more wateriness. Okay.
And the nurse carries on leading you. This door here is locked as well. She unlocks it, takes out the same key. It looks like the key that she used before, and unlocks it, and then brings you through, and then opens the door and says, "Dr. Berger, there's the Bureau of Investigation, was it?
Correct.
Is here to ask you a few questions about Blackwood, the Blackwood fellow." She says, "Oh, yes, thank you. Let them in." And she steps to one side. She comes back, locks the door, comes back to here, locks that door, and then, whoops, I swapped them round. There we go. Moves back behind reception. Not that you know that. So, Mr. Berger. Dr. Berger is a stern, unfriendly man in his late 30s, dressed in a white lab coat. Oh, sorry. Could you all make spot hiddens? I missed something. Can you make spot hidden rolls as the nurse was leading
Yeah, I
you?
wanted to ask you something as well.
Yep. Oh, Guy did super well.
Oh man, you guys are giving me such hard decisions to make. One of you gets a critical success, one of you fumbles it. What am I supposed to do with that? Crying out loud, guys. So,
Give us both extremes.
yeah. So, Abraham, you walk into the door. Please roll a d2 for me and see how much damage you do to yourself. So 2 points of
My
damage.
body armor will absorb that.
But you've got a helmet on, yep, fair play, so it doesn't do any damage. I forgot that you had armor, but okay, I said a d2. So you walk into the door, because you're just not looking where you're going.
I was probably looking at those diagrams that the guy was drawing on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Guy, with a critical success, you notice that half of the nurse's left ear appears to be chewed or torn away. With a critical success, you're able to tell that the wound is raw and red. It seems to have happened recently. It's not an old scar.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, back to... and she leaves the room. Dr. Berger is a stern, unfriendly man in his late 30s, dressed in a white lab coat, with an officious-looking clipboard. His office features numerous framed diplomas and certifications, a large desk, several overburdened file cabinets, and a curious painting of St. George and the Dragon. Although in this version of the painting, the dragon is mauling St. George, his eviscerated horse lying dead nearby. The painting is particularly detailed and quite gruesome. There is also a framed Salem News photograph of a younger, happier-looking Dr. Berger shaking hands in front of the hospital's central administration building with a smiling, bespectacled older man. The caption under the photograph reads, "Dr. James Berger takes over Danvers State Asylum from Dr. William Shine."
Is there a date or anything on it?
No date.
Can I
It's
study
obviously-
the picture with my art skill? Would I know, like, the artist who's painted it, if it's semi-famous or if it's a print or something?
Yeah, make an art roll. Or an appraise. If you don't have
Yeah,
art.
not a praise. Not a praise. I'm an artist. I know stuff sometimes.
Okay. Yes, you
Yeah.
can tell that it's done in great detail. It's not any kind of rip-off or cheap knockoff version. It's quite a well... it's an oil painting that's very regal.
So it's okay. Yeah, so it's not like, yeah. So I don't know enough that I know that say, yeah, it's not a print, so it must be. Yeah, I'm going to ask the doctor about it then.
Well, what about it?
Oh, I mean, this painting's phenomenal. I've never seen it rendered in this way. Can I ask who painted it?
Oh, well, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It was a gift presented to me by the patients for my caring stewardship of this hospital, no doubt.
Oh, well, they must think a lot of you to present you with such a unique and
Valuable,
looking.
I believe. Valuable is the word you're looking for. Anyway, what can I do you for? Do for you. I've got to stop saying that.
Do you? We are here to briefly interview Mr. Blackwood regarding some very private information about the fiasco with the ongoing murder case.
Come now, Mr. Sterling. The good doctor here is treating the man. So surely we can share with him that there's been some irregularities raised about the incident of his wife's murder.
Yes.
And the investigation that went into it. So we're here to reconfirm the facts with him.
Well, that won't do. That won't do at all, I'm afraid. You see, the patient is most excitable at the moment. Most excitable and aggressive. We've assigned him to the facility's J wards, a place reserved for the most violent of male patients. There are no visitors allowed at this time, you understand. He's going through an acute mental phase that we must carefully monitor and keep restricted from all dangerous outside sources.
That might be a problem, you see. If we don't get back to our superiors within the next 2 days, they'll probably be here with a warrant to take him away and investigate. That could really impact upon his treatment. That would be a very sad thing.
His face goes blank for a minute. Make a persuade roll with a bonus die. I liked the speech for a particular reason.
Persuade. Okay. That's not too bad.
Oh, lucky you got the bonus die because that was a fumble, sir. 66 is still a fail, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He says, well, I can see what you're saying, but I don't think that's a very wise decision at all. I'll have to speak to your superiors about that. He's not suitable for any other accommodation, you see. We have the exact right situation here to look after him and take care of his needs, and moving him at this point will be very counterproductive to his medical health.
Oh, I can see that. I mean, this facility seems fantastic. You know, you're very well staffed and looking after the people here. It would be unfortunate, however, because my superiors, how can I put this? A stubborn and forceful man. He would have no hesitation about getting a court order and perhaps serving it with, if I would have to report that you believe the man to be violent, that you would have a large number of police officers turning up to escort him away. That might not be too good because it could draw the press.
Okay, I'll give you a fast talk chance.
Can I try charm instead?
Okay, because you were kissing his ass a bit at the start, I'll say you can bend it to charm, yeah.
It's not that much better than fast talk. It's Sterling when I need him. Oh, God, yes.
Very nice.
Well, let me click that before I forget it.
So he grudgingly succumbs and will allow two of you a brief visit into J wards to speak to Blackwood.
Two of us, but hey, Doc, not sure if you've had your vision checked recently, but there's 4 of us here.
Now, Guy. We do
Doc,
each have our own specialities here, so that's
Doc,
why I brought all of them.
Doc, you got any lollipops, like the kind you give out to kids? Come on, what kind of doctor doesn't give out lollipops to kids?
What kind of doctor locks kids away in a mental asylum? What is wrong with you?
Well, where's your lollipops, Doc? Yeah, come on, Doc.
Let's all calm down. The doctor's very busy, and Sterling's gonna
No.
$20 out of his wallet and just give it to the doctor, a handshake, and just say, he's far too busy to be dealing with this. I'm sure we can just go and leave him alone.
Well, we like to stick together, Doc. 4 of us go, or none of us. And I'm doing an article for the Arkham Gazette.
What? Your story? You were supposed to be here as a positive psychiatrist.
What's this about the Arkham Gazette? You're a journalist?
No, I'm not a journalist. I'm a freelancer. Occasionally they ask me to write stories for them. And this one is about how doctors, how good they are to their patients. We're doing a survey of local medical facilities throughout the region. And so, there's going to be good doctors and bad doctors. And I'm sure you want to be in the column of the good doctors, right, Doc? So all 4 of us are going to visit your patient, right, Doc?
What? If anything, he's going to throw you out.
What? This is my fast talk.
Yeah, give a fast talk roll, but it's a penalty die.
Ooh.
Because he doesn't like the fact that you came in saying that you were police officers and now you're suddenly a journalist.
As he starts that...
Oh, shame it wasn't a bonus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would turn around and look at him and says, You were assigned to me as a psychologist. What's this crap about you being a bloody reporter?
Well, you don't pay very well, you're a psychologist, so I have to do a little freelance work on the side, agent.
Doctor, I apologise. I had no clue that this idiot was here to pull out some scrappy story for him. I'll just take my secretary with me and go and meet with Mr. Blackwood.
Whoa. Yep, okay, that's fine. But whilst everyone's talking and what's going on in this room, who has the lowest luck?
46.
Francis?
No, it might be. Oh, 62, mine.
32.
Can
Sure,
everyone apart from the person who has the lowest luck make spot hidden rolls, please? And the person with the lowest luck, who I believe was Francis. Can you
32 luck.
Can you make a listen roll? Oh, extreme successes.
A listen roll. Okay, just.
Okay, so the people who succeeded, you and Francis, you hear rather than see, but the people who succeeded notice above Francis's head on the shelf, a vase starts wobbling and just falls and is going to land on her. Because you noticed this would have been a surprise attack. Because
can I try and catch the vase?
Yep, make a dexterity roll, or Elena, you're also allowed a dodge or dexterity roll. Depending on what you want to do, if you want to dodge or fight back or whatever. Tell me what you want to do, what's happening. So a vase is falling on you. Oh, okay.
Dodge.
Well, okay, roll the dodge as well, please. Just to see what happens.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, you stumble slightly as you try and dodge out of the way, but luckily Abraham reaches out and grabs the vase before it lands on your head.
Oh, thank you.
Catches it.
That's quite strange, Doc. The shelf need looking at or something, and I'll put the files down carefully on his desk.
Oh my, I'm terribly sorry. I'm not sure what that was at all. Someone must have knocked it.
I'm looking at the painting.
Did you knock it when you were getting rowdy? Sorry, yeah, Elena?
I'm looking at the painting. Has it changed since we came in?
Has the painting changed since you came in? No, it hasn't, no.
Yeah.
Nope, still the same painting.
Okay.
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do here. You have the right credentials, and I'm a busy man. I'm happy for the four of you to go in. Just no reporting any of this. It's doctor-patient confidentiality. We have certain rules here, and things like that can't get out. Don't you know anything about GDPA?
No, it isn't. It's not even enforced now in America, let alone anywhere else. Don't worry, Doctor. I'll take care of him. I'll glare at Guy.
So he'll go.
Okay, Doc, you didn't offer us any lollipops. I'm going to offer you my chewing gum, and I take a big wad of chewing gum out of my mouth and stick it on the top of his desk.
make an intimidation roll. Oh, he doesn't appreciate that at all. He says, "If one more bit, if you carry on behaving in such a lunatic manner, I'll have you incarcerated. Get out of my office."
I'll drag him out by his ear. How do we get out if the door's locked?
Yeah, so the orderly.
I'll pay the doctor to take him away for a few days, just for a bit. For fun.
So he calls. You hear the doctor call the registration, the front desk. He says, "Yes, these four. Take them through to speak to Harry Blackwood for a moment. They're officers of the law. They're doing something to do with his murder case." And this orderly comes over, opens and unlocks the door for you, and steps aside.
Shin him a log. Hey, did I actually move you? Did I? That was funny. As I said, pushing you along, your character moved. I thought, I got his character somehow.
So Sterling, as you move through the middle of the room, a hulking patient ambushes you, slamming you up against the wall. He grips the shoulders with vice-like hands, angrily screaming, "Beware the great reptilian beast that lurks beneath the surface! What do you know? What do you know?"
Like, be like, okay,
Before you
thanks.
can react, orderlies quickly intervene, roughly hauling the patient out of sight. They drag him over to this room. It was the guy who was doodling on the floor. They drag him into this room, and as the door closes behind them, you see them pushing him down. And he's just screaming now, and they're obviously injecting him with some kind of drug to sedate him. After it's finished, there's no response from anyone else in the room. It just goes eerily quiet.
I'll just try and take a mental note of his face, so maybe I can find him later, maybe.
Can I ask, have you already said what this is?
That is nothing. That's just part of the map that I didn't have anything to do with anything.
Not like a big blue crystal stopping a piece.
It's not a giant dragon egg or something.
No, it's the chandelier in the surface. That's his perspective. The chandelier in the roof, even. That's the perspective of it.
Whatever it is, we don't like it and we want to blow it up. Just in case.
The order is like, what are you looking at? Are you not coming this way? Excuse me.
Yeah, we're coming.
Oh.
Yeah, we're coming.
I'm waiting here, you know. He's got the door unlocked. And then he comes in, unlocks that door. So progressing through the wards, obviously you have to imagine that this is just the map that I was able to find and produce. You'll have to imagine that it's a different layout and it's much, much bigger than this. But progressing through the wards, the severity of the patient's conditions correspondingly increases. As you reach J Ward, your senses are assailed. Shrieks, sobs, and giddy laughter echo down corridors. The stench of urine and feces is barely masked by strong cleansing agents. Doors become metal. A shocking number of patients lack fingers, hands, or even limbs. One figure behind a metal door stares out at the investigators with raw, weeping, empty eye sockets. Even among the less afflicted, long scars and gouges pockmark their flesh.
Do the injuries look self-inflicted, or do they look like there's something that
Are
been done to them?
you asking that, or are you asking me that?
I'm looking at them and I'm asking you. I'll make a medicine roll.
Yeah, make a medicine. Very nice. Anyone else?
So yeah, do they look self-inflicted, or do they look like they've been done to them somehow?
They look like that they've not self-inflicted. But the orderly notices you looking and just mutters, results of infection or self-mutilation. They go crazy and tear themselves up in here. That's why we have to sedate them sometimes. And he just keeps walking. Can you all make spot hiddens, please, as you follow him? Oh, very nice. So those who succeeded, you notice a puffy red scar on the wrist of the orderly that's... on the inside of the wrist of the orderly that's escorting you. It's vanishing up the sleeve of his coat.
Sorry, can you say that?
So the scar that's going up inside of his into his coat, does it look like it's a knife wound or like it's something else?
I'd say, what did you get on you got an extreme success on your medicine, didn't you? No, that was the spot hidden.
No, just on the medicine.
You can't tell from where you can. He's moving too much, and you can't tell without a close look. But can you all make sanity rolls, please, for visiting J Ward for the first time? Man, we've got to get some of these sanities down. We're still waiting on... There it is, and it's an extreme success, of course. So none of you suffer any penalty loss or any sanity loss. You're all perfectly fine with it. Seeing people in crazed, cooped-up situation is nothing to you.
Oh, we do visit Guy quite often.
Yeah.
So he escorts you down to here. Oh, it should be a pair of orderlies, by the way. One in front and one behind. Blackwood is in the last cell in J ward, looking haggard, but lacks the horrible disfigurements displayed by the many other patients you've seen so far. Blackwood seems heartened to see you, but is also evidently wary of the surly guards hovering nearby. Can everyone also make a psychology roll as well, please?
Ooh, now you're asking. There's no surprise. Whoa, look at that!
Hey, Sterling, well, nicely done. Make sure you check that off. So you realise as you're walking down J ward that... You realise that the patients are visibly afraid of the two orderlies. As they approach each cage, the occupants of the cage seem to back away and shrivel into the darkness to try and avoid being near the orderlies. And Harry Blackwood is no different. When he sees the orderly approach, he limps backwards or walks backwards into the corner of his cell like a cornered animal.
Can I give both the orderlies $1 each? Is that like a reasonable amount of money? I don't know about like.
What's this for?
It's like go and get a Coca-Cola. Like, you know, just give us 5 minutes.
They look at each other and they look at Blackwood.
Don't worry about us. We're used to dealing with people like this, so we can discuss legal matters with him, which you're not privy to.
Yeah. Just go and get a Coke, or I guess Coke. They have Coca-Cola now, right?
Probably not, but we'll
sure.
go with it. Yeah, he goes, yeah, me bogus. This bunce, you call if need.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, then they're dragging Frances with them, apparently.
That was worth the $2. That was worth the $2.
And they go up. They don't leave the ward. They stay in the corner in the far end. But they've given you enough. They've given you enough space that you can have a whispered conversation with Harry Blackwood.
Coca-Cola's been around since 1886.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Oh, nice. So they definitely know about it.
Did it have Coke still at this point, though, in it?
Oh, God.
That's a question for another day, yeah.
It was invented by a farmer.
These door open.
No, it's locked. Oh, these doors are there. Those are unlocked. The cells that are empty are unlocked. His door is locked. Sorry, I didn't mean to move. Sorry,
And this is unlocked, yeah?
Yeah, that one's unlocked and that one's unlocked, but the others all have occupants unlocked.
Are the guards looking? If Guy is standing right behind me, I open the door of this cell.
They're currently arguing over the dollar.
Excellent. I go to the window and I release the lock.
Which lock? On the window? There is no
On the
lock
window.
from the inside.
Oh,
It's like a prison, right?
Yeah, they definitely wouldn't allow locks to open the windows that could
Okay.
open from the inside.
You said they were barred anyway, didn't you?
And they're barred as well. They're all grated as well. Yeah, exactly.
the guards. Okay, all right.
They didn't open Mr. Blackwood's cell then, right? They just led us to the cell.
they just led you to the cell and the door's still locked.
Looks like it's dynamite time. No.
Dynamite time.
So, Francis, you should speak to Mr.
Yeah, because
Blackwood as he contacted you.
Absolutely. And so the door is locked, yeah?
Yeah, so he'll come to the door and whisper with you.
Oh, I disappeared underneath. Okay. Hello, Harry. Harry, it's Francis.
Oh, Francis, thank God. Thank you for coming. You got
The name is Jessica. Harry, the name is Jessica.
Oh, I see. And he taps his nose.
I'm winking, yeah.
Yeah. So, Jessica, you got my letter. Thank you. I assume that's why you're here?
It is correct. I don't suppose you wrote a second letter after that first one you sent me?
A second letter? No, I was only able to sneak one out.
It's curious to me. Yeah, I thought so. It's curious to me, how did you manage to sneak that letter out?
Oh, I paid off one of the orderlies. They're fairly easy to convince with a bit of cash.
Do you remember which one? Orderly 1, Orderly 2?
Oh, no, I can't remember his name now. It's
Okay.
any number of them.
So, what would you say, apart from the fact that we all felt it here, I'm not saying this out loud. So, what would you say how would you describe the wrongness of this place?
Well, to start with, patients, they're kept like prisoners and are afraid of the staff, especially that Dr. Berger. It was only after I had expressed a wish to leave the hospital that I was even consigned to J ward. And now I'm kept prisoner here, despite originally admitting myself for psychiatric care at the hospital. But before that happened, as well, I befriended a fellow patient called Andrew McBride, who was interred in the H ward. McBride is as touched as all the others are here, yet he also seems to know what's really going on. Listen, Dr. Berger was threatening me this morning. He said I was in for quite an experience when the sky prepares to welcome the new moon, and I dread to think what he means by that. I loathe to find out. Please, you must help me. The orderlies start coming over. They've settled the argument. Okay, I'll give you another minute. Yeah.
The sky prepares for the new moon.
Yes.
Is that what they are saying?
You know when the new moon is as well? Like, do we have to do a nature thing to know?
You believe it to be tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
We don't have enough time, do we? Okay. Harry, I tell you, I'm holding his hands now. I suppose that the door has like a bars, right?
Yeah, let's say they do.
Okay, I hold his hands and I say, I promise you, we're gonna try absolute everything we can to get you out of here. Can I just ask you, why have you ended up here in the first place? I thought we were okay. While I'm holding his hands, I check, does he have his ring on?
He does have his ring on. He notices you clocking it, and as the two orderlies start to approach, he says, I was able to convince them that, just get me out of here. And he falls back as the orderlies get closer.
Yeah, I'll let go, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
And I look at Angel Lincoln and say, do you want to do any official questionings? And I have my notepad out, pretending to be the secretary.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretended to be, what's the special writing? Shorthand? Is that shorthand?
Shorthand,
yeah.
Short script, yeah.
Okay, I'm pretending I'm doing shorthand, which I may even know. I don't know. I'll pretend to do that. So if the words look at it, they wouldn't understand. Basically, it's just some strange symbols that make no sense on my paper.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Right, guys, we've come to the halfway point, so if everyone's happy to take a break there, we'll spend 10 minutes just doing everything we need to do. Mm-hmm. Thank you all for joining us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back at 8:40 to carry on the adventure. Hopefully see you all there for that. All right. We are back with our Call of Cthulhu campaign, carrying on with the Genius Loci scenario. Our investigators received a mysterious letter from one Harry Blackwell, informing them that he had become a prisoner of the Danvers State Hospital that he checked himself into for mental health medical treatment. They paid a visit and spoke to Harry Blackwell, who has beseeched them to get him out before tomorrow night, when something dark and ominous appears to be happening behind the scenes. We now return to the orderlies escorting the investigators back to the superintendent's office. Come on then, you've had long enough. Got everything you need.
Well, for now, at any rate, it has revealed that we'll need to do further investigations. Hey, tell me, man, have you been here for a while?
Further what now? Don't confuse me with long words.
Have you been working here for a long time?
Oh, I work long time, yeah, since like 7 this morning. Long time.
Any number of years, maybe, that you've been working here?
Many years, yes.
So that looked on the way in here. We saw the little reservoir and the new bit of building around it. I was going to say the amphitheatre, but that was just going to throw things out the window, wasn't it? What's that used for?
Oh, it's use patience. They entertainment and seek good things. You speak to doctor, he explained to you.
What sort of good things do they see?
Shows and whatnot.
And does these people from this ward go there as well?
No, J ward for only darkest, naughtiest people. Bad people, not control themselves. I don't know why he's speaking like a barbarian. Yeah, they
Do you think they've noticed that Francis is still talking to him?
No. Is Francis still talking to them? To Harry?
Apparently down the bottom there.
Yeah, it's a little rest.
Oi, what do you think you're doing?
Oh, she was just powdering her nose.
I need to lock up. Come on, out, or you stay patient.
I'm sorry, mister. I'm desperate. I'm absolutely desperate. I need the toilet. I was looking for the loo, please.
Ladies' room. Whereabouts is the ladies' room?
The ladies' room, please.
It's not shown very well on this map, but this here is the quarters, the living quarters of Dr. Berger. If you ask Dr. Berger politely, I'm sure he'd allow you to use his lavatory, yes.
Oh, okay. I'll go and ask him then, and I'm running.
Okay, he unlocks the door for you here quickly, and then comes
Lovely,
bursting into
okay.
the office and says, Dr. Berger, she, the lady needs, yeah. And he looks embarrassed.
Doctor, and I'm entering the room again. Doctor, I need the ladies, the ladies' room. Quickly, please.
Well, while she's there, I'll ask Sterling if he recognises any of these markings that are on the floor in chalk that were there before.
Okay, yeah. Can I check out? Is there any occultness or symbolism?
Yes, the chalk drawing has been washed off. One of the orderlies has washed it off. But there is another patient sitting in the same room, across the way from you a bit. She is drawing... drawing an eerie similar creature on a sketch pad. I'm going to need you to make a sanity roll for me as it draws your mind back to Glare Key.
Oh, okay.
That looks nothing like Larrakey.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, you're fine. You're good.
That looks like Cthulhu. That's more worrying.
So the doctor says to you, Francis, "Oh, of course, yes. Follow me. I'll take you to my personal quarters." And he comes. He unlocks the door.
May I? When he's left the room and he's there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm right next to the shelves.
Yeah.
I grab hold of the finger that is under my shirt.
And
I whisper so that no one hears me. Let the unseen be once again seen. And I cast a spell next to the bookshelf. Because I am convinced I can now cast spells.
Okay. And what are you saying? Let the unseen be seen.
Let the unseen be once again seen.
All right.
It is a reveal spell. I have no idea. Just
I know you have no idea. I'm like,
me, Elena has no idea. I just made it up.
make a power roll for funsies.
The idea was to see what put the object. You know, if it was something. Oh yeah. Hidden in on the shelf. Yes, normal success.
The you don't know what it is, but the vase behind you rattles.
Oh.
Where Abraham Lincoln put it on the table, it just rattles suddenly, and then you turn and look, and nothing's there.
Whoever you are, why are you? What's the word? Oh, it's not coming. Why are you hostile?
Jessica, are you coming?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I just dropped my notepad, and I'm bending down to pick up my notepad. Sorry, just the pencil is rolled somewhere. Right, yeah, coming. And why are you so hostile? We mean no harm. And I leave the room. Has the painting changed when I enter this room?
The St. George painting.
Yeah,
It's still the same. So
I'm so fixated.
he lets you through the door and then locks it again with the orderly coming through. The orderly goes back to his position up there, and then he takes a different key and unlocks this, which is a door marked private on it. It says, in there you'll find my private quarters. You can you can use it as you see fit.
Okay, so I use the private quarters.
Just knock when you want to come out, and he locks it. And,
of course. Oh, great. I'm locked in. One less free to go.
Can I talk to the lady who was drawing the picture while everyone goes in that room?
if you like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get my sketch pad out and kind of start sketching next to her and try and make a nice, charming bond with her and ask her about her picture.
About her picture?
Hmm.
Yeah, make a art roll. See how well your artistic skills get you. Or a charm. I'm happy with charm either, actually.
Do charm, because
because that's what you're going for.
While Sterling's doing that, when we were
She starts screaming. She gets up. She rips the notepad out of your hand and starts screaming, saying, "No, I draw. You not draw. I draw." And she has to get dragged into the next room by the orderlies again. Someone else, not again, but someone else is again being dragged into this room by the orderlies and is going to be sedated because of your interaction with them.
Well, I guess that narrows down which order I'm going to talk to.
Sterling just backs away because he's never had that really happen where his charm and smile doesn't work, so he doesn't understand.
Well, they are crazy people in here.
He's just, he's like, maybe she's, nothing. Not his fault.
Okay, so you're talking to the orderly.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, hey, so, friend, so you're involved in tomorrow night's festivities, are you?
Tomorrow night's what, Sis? You talk plain to me, bro.
Oh, okay. Bro now, he's ahead of his times.
Nice, bro, have a coke, bro. Cool.
I didn't know you were from LA. So tomorrow night, the event involving Mr. Blackwood, are you involved in that?
I don't know what you was talking about.
Oh, I thought he was scheduled for some work tomorrow night.
Work? No, they stay locked up.
Oh, right. Okay, not with Dr. Berger. Oh, I thought Dr. Berger was working with him tomorrow night.
Ward? No, in J Ward they stay locked up, man. I don't know what my accent is doing right now at all. I apologise profusely to everyone watching.
Just go with it. Have fun.
You started it, do it, it's fine.
So you surfing this weekend?
What you saying, brother? Just go all out, every single accent I can possibly think of. No, they stay locked up in J Ward.
Oh, I thought the doctor did some work with him in the evenings. Particularly in the nights of the new moon. That's
He's
tomorrow,
under
isn't it?
strict instruction to stay locked up. No one's to visit him unless Dr. Berger says so. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. I suppose that might make sense for getting ready for tomorrow. Do any of the other guys work at nights here?
We have a night team and a day team. Yeah, the place is staffed 24/7.
Oh, okay. So the night team maybe know if Dr. Berger works with them in the evenings.
They might know more, but like I say, they get. We pass messages on and do handover and stuff, so it seems unlikely they'd be withholding that kind of information.
That's strange. Okay, I just assumed that they were working with them.
And who are you to be asking all these questions anyway?
Oh, I'm the police.
Oh, right then.
I'll very quickly flash the bag to him.
He clams up. He clams up and looks at you warily. Now he doesn't trust you anymore.
No, I just put my hand around. Look, bro, don't worry. There's no trouble. You know that Blackwood guy was involved in the murder of his wife, don't you? That's why I'm here.
We're not allowed to gossip about the patients. You understand?
Oh yeah, of course. I can understand that. So the guys that were all sort of like injuries in there, they've got like missing fingers and stuff like that. All those wounds, they couldn't have done them all to themselves, did they?
Doctor says we're not allowed to gossip about the patients. What part of that you're not getting?
I'll pull $5 out of my wallet.
His eyes light up.
I'll just kind of.
I gave them $1 between them, and they went crazy.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of roll the $5 note around inside my hand, if there is such a thing as a $5 note.
That's a good point.
And just sort of go. I understand that your integrities would obviously be, and as I'm saying, you can't see what I'm doing here. I'm waving it in front of his nose, sort of thing.
Right.
I understand that you're integrity. There's nobody here but you and me. The orderlies are dealing with that lady in there, and I'll pass him the $5. God, you can tell me.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. What's you want to know?
So, you don't know about anything that's happening in the evening time?
No, honestly, I
understand, but these injuries that I saw those people get,
they're
not all self-inflicted. Some of those injuries didn't do to themselves.
Yeah, he looks a little bashful and kind of rubs his elbow and he says, well, we really can't gossip about the clients, but a lot of them do harm themselves and they, get physical and violent and just go crazy in the rooms and stuff. You just see some of the injuries they give themselves. It's really bad. I
imagine that you have to sort of, be quite firm with them when you go and calm them down.
Yeah, people misunderstand. It's a really difficult job. You come home.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see that you've got some respect by them because the way they backed off from you when you went in there. So.
His chest puffs up and he says, oh, thank you.
Says, yeah, it's a bit like policing, really. You've got this... How did Sterling break into that room?
Yeah, what did Sterling just get through the wall? Okay, so we'll just move on to Frances. What are you up to at the moment while Abraham's
all of a sudden I see Sterling in front of me. What is he doing?
Learn to dematerialize.
I see.
He's a damn peeping Tom's what he is.
Right, I didn't really need to go to the toilet, but the idea was... the idea was... it's not exactly, this is even better because this is his personal headquarters. What I'm looking for is ideally one of the wards uniform, if they have a uniform kind of thing.
Okay.
And or maybe more than one, but I probably can only put one underneath my dress and my skirt and my blouse. Also, I try again with these windows. Because this is on quarters, maybe they are not barred.
Yeah, you're right. These wouldn't be barred and they would be openable.
Yes. I am going to unlock one, but not open it.
Okay, cool.
So the idea is if we have to sneak in at night or something, which probably is going to happen, then we can sneak in from the window.
Okay,
if
I
no
like
one
it.
here likes
Very
it.
clever.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. Nice.
Thank you. Yes. And looking for perhaps a doctor, another white coat or something. Presumably they are going around with white coats, right?
Yeah, doctor would have spares. Make a luck roll to see if there's one that you can find that would suit, that would fit. Fit.
Not the luck roll. Oh.
No, unfortunately, they're covered in viscera and dirt. Well, they wouldn't be viscera, but you know what I mean. They're really dirty and covered in vomit or feces or something horrible. Or there's just nothing there that you can find.
Oh, okay. Not even a ward uniform.
Not here.
Okay. I flush, pretending that I used it. and I knock at the door.
Okay, the orderly will come and unlock it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.
Can Sterling look for like when you go in a building, they have like a map of the building. Basically, he wants to see where the fire exits are, so he's just wants to find. That some buildings have to have it at the beginning as you go in. I would imagine.
I think fire regulations and things like that would have been very different in the 1920s.
Yeah, but they still might have like a map of the building roughly. I'm thinking maybe I don't know.
Honestly, make a luck roll. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine.
I was thinking that with it being a hospital, but
you'd probably have a map showing directions rather than, but it would still have the layout.
Yeah, I thought they might have
So I'll give you a bonus die since it's a medical facility.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so luck roll. Oh, and a bonus dice.
Yep. No, unfortunately not. No map for it.
Did the patient was dragged away drop her notebook by any chance?
Drop a notebook?
Yeah, she was drawing, wasn't she, when she was dragged away to be injected with whatever lethal serum they use.
Oh right, yeah, she dropped the sketch that she had of the frog thing. Sorry, I've just got a really bad dry throat suddenly.
You got frog in your throat? Maybe there's something going on.
Yeah, she drops the painting that you saw, the sketch.
Oh, it was just a single picture, was it? Wasn't a notebook full of...
No, it was just a single... it was just a single sketch.
Right.
Folks, I think it's time we split from here. We've spent enough time here.
I think you're right for today.
It's tomorrow night we have to be careful about, right? Tonight we're okay, it's tomorrow night. Was what the guy said, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe we could check out well, I'm going to regret this. I'm like, maybe everyone else apart from Sterling could check out the lake.
So the orderly will come and unlock this door for you and let you out.
Okay, I'll speak to the nurses again, and I guess thank you very much for your assistance, Mum, and don't forget to thank Dr. Berger for us, and I look forward to seeing you the next time that we come for our follow-up interview.
Oh my, and she blushes a bit.
Tell Dr. Berger to stock up on his lollipops.
Yeah, ignore him. I think he's been a bit disturbed by seeing J Ward.
Sterling just wants to ask the orderlies, like, when you we need a cigarette break in case they come back, where would you guys go? Like a room, or do you hang out the back door? Or what do you do when you want to smoke?
Oh my goodness.
Can you fit?
Well, the thing is, I need to try and think in terms of the map, because I could say there's a back.
No, I don't know if they do that, because they could probably smoke everywhere in the 90s.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually, they just smoke in the staff room, which are up here.
That's cool.
Before I leave, I just observe these wards and how they're dressed very well. How are they dressed?
The orderlies.
Yeah, the orderlies.
They're very much men in white coats. So blue scrub bottoms with white coats and scrub underlays with batons and what are they called? Handcuffs.
Okay.
Restraints, batons, and radio. Well, no, they don't have radios in that time, do they? So just notepad and pen, that kind of thing.
What about the nurse? Is that she dressed the same?
She's dressed like a normal medical nurse. Yeah, pens and pencils, notepads, blue scrubs.
Okay. I whisper to Sterling to sketch the uniform exactly as much as he possibly can.
Oh, okay, well, I'll do that. I'm also gonna ask if I can have a form and whisper. It's like my friend Guy sometimes gets a bit upset. So if there's a form, or a process, or a pamphlet, I would like a pamphlet.
Oh, is he the lollipop guy? Of course, dear.
He's a bit. Yeah, he's a bit funny.
She hands over a leaflet to you. I understand.
I look at Guy and I go with the gesture nah, don't worry about it. Yeah, just nothing.
and Abraham's getting shakes his hand side to side. Okay, let's get going then, guys.
I very quickly turn back, pretending to looking here, but in reality, I'm looking at the windows there,
Okay.
just to have a last glimpse of
Just
those windows
look
before I
like
leave.
normal windows, yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Goodbye,
It doesn't
ma'am. And
It doesn't look like one of the like they are unlocked. It doesn't show,
No,
obviously.
it just
because,
yeah. As long as you haven't opened it, then no.
what,
No, I
what
haven't
does
opened
the what does the nurse look like?
I have no idea.
You said she was stern, but is she like?
Yeah.
Yeah, she,
I mean, is
she
she
was
30s,
just brusque. She
100?
was just brusque because she's busy more than anything. In terms of what she looks like, she just looks like a normal female, a normal woman.
Okay, I would just say I've seen a few of those. I would say,
One or
I say
two.
to well, I look forward to our next video, which could be quite soon. And as I was talking to her, I'll glance down at her left hand and make it a very obvious look to see that I'm looking to see if she's married.
Okay, make a charm roll. See how she appreciates it.
Oh dear.
Sterling's smirking as you try. Oh, you did it!
That's 2 successes on that already.
Unbelievable. He's exceedingly charming this evening. You
Sterling's not
suave.
happy because he failed here, so he's not happy that this is going on.
Yeah, Sterling sits there jealously looking on as you suavishly James Bond lean in and start flirting with her and gently caress the top of her palm, and she's totally into it.
I'll give her a little wink on the way out the door.
Yeah, come back soon.
Does she have a name tag?
Of course, it's Nurse Ratchet, right?
Sure, let's go
You
with
said it was
that.
just normal woman, so it's normal nurse, something like that.
Normal.
Is it normally your first name?
It's normal.
We'll say Ratchet. That's a nice name.
What's her first name?
Mrs.
Oh dear, she's Mrs. Is she?
No, I was just kidding. Miss.
They only go by last names here.
Miss Ratchet. Nurse. Her first name is Nurse, yeah.
Okay, Nursey.
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow, maybe.
Get out of here, you big lug, before I stop getting any work done.
I'll grin and sort of walk out the door.
When we
How do we open the door on this side? Is there a
She
buzzer?
buzzes. There's an electric. She buzzes. There seems to be a...
Is there any kind of latch or anything like that in there? That
Nope, just an electric lock.
okay. And how high is this gate wall thing around it?
The gate, that is a good question. That's something I need to look up. It's a 10-foot high spiked wall. You notice that it's patrolled by pairs of burly orderlies enclosing the asylum grounds. From what you've observed thus far as well, it seems the orderlies are hired mostly for their brawn rather than any mental acuity or strength of character. So,
Should we check out the lake maybe while we're here? Because it's at the bottom of the... See the bottom of the hill or something where we are?
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh yeah, it says done at amphitheater and then there's a bit that...
Are we going to walk there or drive around?
It doesn't look like it's very far, is it? And what's the scale on
From
this?
the reservoir, yeah. I
oh,
can
it's
see,
not
yeah.
very far at all. The walk is maybe about 10-15 minutes.
We don't want to get
Oh,
too
yeah.
far from our automobile, do we? In case we need to make a quick exit.
Yeah, because that doesn't look ominous. So there's a weird amphitheater next to a big pool of water that they don't know what happens at the amphitheater. That's, yeah, scary.
Oh, entertainment, he said, didn't he?
Yeah, okay.
But if we drive on the perimeter road, perhaps here we can stop and have a look at it.
Yes, let's get out of view of the entrance here and use the perimeter road as a little bit of concealment.
No, I think it'd be worthwhile looking down at the amphitheatre, just see if this
Yeah,
thing here
yeah,
is an altar with lots of blood sacrifices on it or something like that.
Yeah. We're looking out for a big toad thing that lady drawed. That's much info as we got.
Okay, so you're heading down to the... Okay, so I need to... Give me a second. I need to change up the map a little bit here.
And so did we get an agreement that that's what we're going to do? Okay.
Oh, is that...
we had
I
a
thought
bit of
that's-
debate.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is that what you're doing, or...
Well, my thought is we get in the car and we come around the perimeter road to about here, park it off the side of the road, and then walk around from the back of the reservoir to the amphitheater.
Oh, okay,
Okay, let's do that. That's fine. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, as long as we get to look at it, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we'll
So
park up here or something like that.
How is that if Guy says it is fine, but if I say it is not? And I go and I sit in the car a little bit upset.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you, Francis. I would have always agreed with you. So,
Oh, all right, okay. I feel a bit better now. Thank you. When we are in the car, if we're all in the car, and then Francis then says, "All right, something strange has happened. I have cast a spell." And then I'll leave a bit of silence to see the reaction there. No one is talking. Okay, it's good. Cast a spell when I went into.
Francis, you cast a spell on me every day.
Come on, you set that up on purpose.
Oh, boy, is this?
Everybody makes sanity checks.
Guy's swearing again.
I'm red like a pepper again, and so this okay. I definitely don't want to cast this spell on you. I cast this reveal the unseen spell, one of my own creations, and I go a bit like one of my own creations very proudly. Something strange happened when I did that. You know that vase, Agent Lincoln, that you put on the table? It moved again. I am convinced there is an entity or something, or maybe perhaps an experiment that has gone wrong, that somebody has become transparent, ghostly, ethereal, whatever you call it, or there is a ghost, or there is the ghost of the previous. What was the name? Do you remember the name of that guy that Dr. Berger has taken the asylum from?
From the guy in the picture, right?
It was on the painting, yeah.
Yeah, there was the picture and then the.
Give me best, did it? I can't remember his name.
You can make education.
Was it Stroud or something like that? Was it?
No
Well,
rolls.
I entered the room 3 times. I looked at the painting 3 times. Do I remember?
Make a no roll with a bonus die.
No roll. No roll.
Say George and the Dragon.
That's education, isn't it?
Education, yeah. Yeah, you remember.
No. Okay.
You're too busy looking for lollipops.
Not quite a fumble, it was close though. So those who succeeded remember that it was Dr. Shines.
Dr. Shines.
So we need to look this guy up. But yeah, I mean, it seems like an haunted house of some sort to me, like the old buildings possesses. It feels horrible as I walked into it.
Yes.
I felt really uncomfortable.
Abraham, as you say that, the steering wheel suddenly jerks out of control of you. Can you make a drive auto roll?
It's taken over my car! Drive auto, here we go. First time and a success.
So
Nice recovery.
the car screeches and swerves onto the wrong side of the road, and there's a beep from a car coming from the opposite direction. You manage to wrench the wheel and pull it back onto the right side of the road just a second's breath from hitting them directly in an on-screen
Whereabouts is this?
down on the perimeter road.
Right, so and once we get up to here, I'll pull over and I'll go, okay, so that wasn't me doing that. And it happened just as I said something.
Thank you for moving the token.
I cast a spell again. Now they can all hear me saying, "Let the unseen be once again seen." I'm holding the finger.
I pull the car to a stop when she starts trying to cast a spell.
Make another power roll.
Let the unseen be once again seen. Let the unseen be once again seen. Let the unseen be once again seen.
Okay, so Elena starts rapping in the back of the car. Can you make a power roll, please?
Power roll coming. Hard success.
Okay, so the steering wheel wiggles again.
Yeah, I'm holding this hard on and just making sure it's going nowhere.
All
You
right.
pulled over. There's no danger, but it just wiggles in response to her supposed spell.
Yeah. I put out my notepad and I put the pencil on it and I say, right, you can communicate with us. We can help you. We can help you. move on, do whatever you want, get your revenge. It doesn't really matter what. We're probably not going to help you getting your revenge, but I'm thinking that, right? Not saying it. And I put the notepad out on my palms, and the pencil is on top.
Okay.
Do help us. Sketch, draw. Help us to understand. How can we help you?
Make a persuade or fast talk roll.
Charm?
Perhaps? Well, you're not trying to charm it, and you haven't said anything particularly charming. You're trying to convince it. So.
Is there a ghost there now, or do we not know? Like something in the car with us?
Uh,
No, there's nothing. It's just silence. It's Elena. Sorry,
Sterling,
Frances
Sterling.
just looks a bit silly.
Sterling, help me. You saw what happened. There is an entity here.
Yeah, but I'm worried that you're making up spells. I'm like, if the spells go wrong, you can half a book of Cthulhu. I'm worried you'll conjure up something even worse than what we got rid of.
No, this is from my occult books.
Oh, okay. Can I do an occult roll to see what I think Francis is trying to do?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, okay. What do I think Francis is trying to do?
Francis,
See if I can help.
what are you trying to do? You're trying to achieve.
I'm trying to
reveal if
yeah.
there's an invisible presence there by casting a spell that you don't know is a real spell, right?
Correct.
So, Sterling, you're incredibly worried about her. You think the effects of giving her the Cthulhu book was a big mistake because it had an obvious effect on her, and she doesn't know what she's meddling with. After banishing the key, you know how dangerous and powerful magic is, not something to be trifled with, and the fact that she's waving that finger around and just saying stuff, it just breeds bad omens in your mind.
I'm going to try and calm Francis down. I'm like, don't worry, I'll go through the real magic later. And I'm definitely going to make sure Francis hasn't got the book and give it to Agent Sterling. Agent Lincoln, sorry. Because I don't trust Guy or now Francis. So just down to one person.
Okay.
Craziness.
And I was going, hey, look, something happened there. That wheel did not move on its own. Something made that wheel move. And it wasn't me.
I look at Sterling. See? I was right doing this.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried that you're going to the dark side, Francis. It can be a bit like, that you're getting seduced by power.
Oh, no, surely not. With such lovely people like you around me, and so if someone notices, I'm actually had a very quick glance at a guy, but that was totally accidental, not deliberate. And with such lovely people around me here, that would never happen. I would never go to the dark side.
Like Francis, remember, I've got that. I actually do have that under scroll that I have. We can look at that together. That might have real magic on it.
Untranslated scroll.
Yeah. I'll tell her that we can look at that later properly. If we don't die.
I see. So presumably using the Charmed series spells won't work then. For those who have watched the series.
My sister used to love that show.
Hey?
I said my sister was really into that show, Charmed.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, but she's crazy, to be fair.
Well said.
Okay.
She's living with my son, so.
I do listen to Sterling, as I trust him completely, so.
I'm just like, maybe, but I do believe that some things happen because I saw the vase thing, so I'm concerned, but I don't think that she should try and cast some magic to communicate with it at this moment.
Okay, I'm gonna work on a protection spell then, and I'll stop writing on my book.
Oh God.
Agent Lincoln, if you have control of the automobile, can we proceed, please?
Yeah, I'll take us up to here and park up there.
The protection spell. Underline the title. And then you see me starting writing words and making them rhyme or something.
Okay, so you get out of the vehicle and start moving down. I understand you're walking this way?
Mm-hmm.
Like around this side and then down to the amphitheatre. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I'll make sure that.
Like
Probably coming from this side here.
Yeah,
that?
the north side. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't get seen too much from there, because I imagine this is in a dip down here.
Yeah, I just need to put you on your characters on the. None of you have lost anything, have you? So I'll just do it the same like this. This is Walsted, Guy Fontaine, Sterling Lake.
Sterling's also considering changing his name to Sterling Desert because he keeps going near really evil bodies of water, and now he doesn't like the name.
That's right.
It's only Sterling Desert.
Brilliant. Can everyone see the new map and move their tokens?
Yeah. So I would want to come in on this side here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not looking like a throne at all up here, is it?
It looks nice and creepy. We're all looking at water.
It's actually quite beautiful, quite scenic. The sun glances off the bluish green lake reservoir, glistening against the afternoon sky.
I don't know. I definitely think Sterling's like, this looks a little bit like the last body of water we were at, but with less people strapped to stakes.
But it looks like permanent stakes over here.
Oh no, don't say that. Oh god, it does. Oh great.
And that looks like a sacrificial table to me.
It's an amphitheatre, that's clearly the stage.
We've got 4 stakes for us and a nice load of people to watch us. Nice.
But the amphitheatre is currently empty. It's just quiet and blank.
So let's go and examine this thing closely.
Oh, she flew down there. Don't cast any spells.
Yeah, Frances. Quiet.
Oh, come on, guys. You didn't think they were working anyway, so it's just words.
No, the worry was they were working.
Yeah, because you know half the magic, so you might like open the door but then not shut it or something.
Oh, damn, I hate when he's right.
Is there any place under the stage that someone could hide?
Oh, that's a good question. It appears to be a stone, solid structure. There's no understage at all.
And there's no suspicious brown stains on the stage, or
Nope, not as far as you can tell. It looks completely clean.
okay. When we finish circling around it, I want to have a look at this bit up here. Why would there be this throne-like thing at the top here?
Can we see tracks anywhere? Maybe leading to the lake, or maybe leading to.
Good question.
here.
Make a track roll.
Oh. No.
Anyone else?
No.
It's a fumble from Abraham. Oh no, it has to be 96, doesn't it? Sorry. One more. 96 is fumble.
Oh, do you want me to push it? Is it worth me pushing it?
Pushing it or spending 2 luck?
By spending 2 luck, is it?
I don't think so.
How much luck do you have?
I don't have. I'm okay. I'm not as bad as you, Francis. I've got 44.
I would save it for critical combat situations.
Yeah, I was going to say if it's. You think it'll be really useful? I don't mind spending it.
No.
I think it's unlikely to be really useful.
Hmm.
I mean, we're suspicious of this place anyway. That's just going to tell you that there's some tracks or something going into the water or something like that, which we kind of all think that's true anyway.
Are there any carvings on any of the stonework? You know, like anything occulty or Cthulhu-y or anything like that?
No, it's entirely blank.
Oh, okay. We check it. Do you guys want to check out the big? Oh, Francis is already on it. I was going to say,
yeah,
check out the big.
It looks like a seat, a big throne.
Well, I'll take a close look at the water while they're checking that out to make a natural roll assessment as to whether it looks natural.
Link's running after him because he doesn't trust Guy ever anymore. It's like in case he goes crazy.
Okay, make a nature roll.
Okay. No.
But you do see out of the corner of your eye
Here we go.
something reptilian and much too large for a small pool slithers and submerges out of sight. It's only a moment's glimpse, but the surface of the pool ripples as if something did disturb the water a moment earlier.
Ooh, how big did this appear to be?
You couldn't tell, it was just a shape. It came along the surface quickly for a moment.
Sterling, let's get away from here. There's something living in that water.
Was it bigger than I'm going to ask guys, you mean like a normal sized frog or like a bigger sized frog?
Could have been way bigger, like whale sized, but I only caught a glimpse.
Did Guy see the picture that the lady drew?
I don't know. Did he see it? Did he come over?
I was standing right in that area.
Yeah, I suppose he would have. You would have drawn attention to it, didn't you, when you walked over and tried to do the charm? So, and he could have picked it up afterwards as well. When you picked up the sketch pad, didn't you, and asked about it? So I think you've all seen it.
I'm just thinking for the size. Did he see the size in the lake? Because might.
Don't know. You look back at the lake, and the water itself has an odd blue-grey tint that seems to defy feasible explanation.
Okay. Yeah, still, let's not go near the water for a bit.
Gives you the shudders.
There's not the smell of petrol on the lake, is there? like.
Sterling's decided that we should all leave and everything's fine. And we should go home.
So, do we see anything odd about this thing, and why is there a great throne-like thing at the top of the amphitheater?
You think it might be for celebratory purposes, but it's a completely blank throne. There's nothing out of the ordinary about it. You're not really sure.
I guess, guys, we could go back to the local town and we might get some information about the asylum, right?
Yeah, I'm going to contact the bureau and tell them my suspicions and see if they'll give me a court order and to come and remove Mr. Blackwood from the facility.
Can I spend the following hours? What I would like to do is to find all the equipment, all the clothing to disguise myself as a nurse of this place.
Are we going to leave then? Is that?
Oh,
are we leaving here?
I thought we were leaving.
We should probably leave. And didn't Mr. Blackwood mention some other fellow, Mr. McBride? Perhaps we should do a little research on him as well.
The H word. Does any of you know what these initials stand for? J word, H word is just alphabetical, or does it mean anything? Do you think?
H word? What are you referring to, Francis? Where'd you come up with that?
Harry said that Andrew McBride is in the H ward.
J word.
Oh, J ward. Yeah.
No,
H. She's right. H word is in the H.
Right. Sorry.
Andrew is in the H word.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
okay.
Maybe that's wrong.
No, that's correct. Yep.
Okay.
The severity of the pathology of the inmates seemed to be increasing along with the letters, is from what I gathered. Yeah. So by the time you get to J, you're at letter number 10. That's pretty severe.
I wonder the other A, B, C, etc. But
where the other wards were. Yeah, I understand now.
so are we going home? I'm going away. Sorry.
You get back to the car to find it vandalized. Okay. The windows have been smashed, and there's a messy smear across the front of the windshield. It's a finger painting done in feces. The image resembles that of a many-eyed dragon.
Look at Guy straight away. Like, Guy, did you do something?
No, Sterling, you're the artist amongst us.
I don't work in that material, though.
Well, I thought you'd try anything once.
I'm wondering, we have not been attacked. I think they're trying to scare us away. If they wanted to harm us, they would have, wouldn't they?
It's pretty. Didn't they try and steer us off the road, or we don't know? That was more mystical.
Or maybe it was just a scare.
Can I check for tracks around this thing to find any footprints or anything like that?
Yeah, make a track roll.
Nah.
Nope, can't find anything. Can't tell.
More importantly, who gets to clean up this mess?
It's not my car, so not me.
No, I'll just get a rag out of the back and just throw the windshield away. I'll ask Sterling. As you're the artist, can you identify anything in these finger drawings?
I think it might be some form of Botticelli, but I'm not sure. I'll have to have a proper look. I mean, yeah, can I do? Would that be a cult or art? If I'm trying to figure out, is it blatantly obvious what it is?
A cult, probably. Where you're trying to work out what the figure in the drawing
Yeah.
is. Yeah, that would be either a cult or Cthulhu.
I'll do a call. Nope.
Nope.
Try Cthulhu on the off chance that I read something. Oh no, but I was close. I don't think the toad beast is shat all over the car. To give us a secret Cthulhu message though.
I'll throw the glass into the side and see if the car's still drivable.
Yes, luckily the engine's intact. They haven't touched anything. Anything under the bonnet is safe, apparently.
So they want us to leave, but they're giving us a warning not to come back.
Is Davenport the little town or village? We could just go there and other information or decide what to do.
Broom. Yeah.
And a car wash.
Okay, so you're heading back to Danvers, did you say?
I was asking what everyone wanted to do. I thought that might be it.
Yeah, it's the closest place, isn't it?
Well, let's do some research in Danvers, yes.
I want to find a phone.
Mm-hmm.
I want to call the bureau.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell them my suspicion is that there's something going on at this asylum. That some of the victims or some of the inmates have definitely been armed by other than themselves. One of the inmates who we've met from a previous encounter, and I've explained about Harry Blackwood, and say that he believes something's going to be done to him tomorrow night, and we've had our car vandalised. And there seems to be a common theme of some kind of winged frog creature that the inmates are drawing. So I think that it falls hard into our sphere of influence, and that I should get a court order issued immediately so that I can go in there and remove Harry Blackwood and see what he knows when we can talk to him outside of the influence of the asylum.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It all sounds good, but unfortunately it'll take too long to get a court order established. Well, they say they can do that, but they tell you it's going to be a couple of days before they can get it done.
Well, I'll explain that. I think that by that time it's going to be too late for Harry Blackwood. And we might need to take proactive measures to intervene.
You're going to need some harder evidence, he feels, other than just the word of a patient. And
well, we've seen that the two of the patients have been drawing arcane symbols and images, and that our vehicle is also. Yeah, but also one of them, or somebody's vandalised the car from the viewer with the same kind of drawings, and we've seen paranormal activity happening inside the building. Yeah, not to mention the disfigured occupants of the building as well.
They're happy to try and act on it, but like they said, it's going to take longer than a couple of days to get everything sorted.
So what's their advice on taking proactive actions before then to get Ali Blackwood out?
They're going to have to call the hospital and try and establish what's going on. They can't advise further because they don't know what's going on in there, and they've got no jurisdiction inside an asylum.
Right. Okay. I'll say okay, fine, and I'll see what I can dig up at this end. If you can expedite a search warrant and a extraction order for Eric Blackwood. In particular, he put himself in, so now he's being held there against his will. And we've got two documents written by Owen, one forged.
Okay, so it sounds like there is something going down there. Please continue your investigations and proceed with caution, and we will do our utmost to get this pushed through.
Okay. I'll tell him I'd like the court order by no later than lunchtime tomorrow. Otherwise, we might need to go and do something ourselves.
Yeah, okay.
Sterling, maybe just go to the... What time is it? Did you say, like, sunset?
Yeah, it'll be coming up to the evening by now, definitely, especially if you've left the hospital and you've driven down into Danvers town centre. If you've also found accommodation and stuff like that, it'll be getting late in the evening.
Okay. Sterling's going to go to maybe a local bar and just chat up the yokels about any, local legend, specifically maybe about, where the asylum's built.
Well, there'd be a cafe. There wouldn't be a bar because it's...
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Well, where people would gather. So I guess that would be the cafe or restaurant. Yeah.
What are you asking about specifically? Sorry.
Just like saying, it gives me the heebie-jeebies around that asylum. Is like, is it always been like that? Like, has it always been like a creepy place?
Yeah. Yeah, I do have an answer for you. I just need to find the exact one.
And he'll be talking to Frances, suggesting maybe she gets some tarot cards because he feels that she would be into that at the moment.
Oh, what a very good idea.
Tarot cards, Frances, to get in touch with your occult side.
Okay, yeah.
That is
Sorry.
Very good idea, Sterling. I certainly will do that. I may have a pack in my shop, actually, that I remember coming with one of my dealers, and she starts muttering things about how we got her there.
Sterling, can you make a charm roll, please, to see if you can coax some information out of the locals?
I should be getting Agent Lincoln to help me with his new...
I don't think mine looks that good to do it 3 times.
Yes, very
Oh,
nice.
thank God, I'm back to being charming. I was getting really worried.
Yeah, man, that offers a success. So...
Dream success, so I've charmed everyone in the town, I presume. The town village, whatever it is.
So they start gossiping to you about Dr. Shine, the superintendent who held the asylum before Dr. What's his name? Berger. Before Dr. Berger. So they tell you that Dr. Shine was a native son of Salem. He ran the Danvers Asylum from 1890 to 1915. A lifelong bachelor who seemed to really care for the people in his care and in his life. He died soon after his retirement in 1916 of natural causes. Prior to his tenure at Danvers, Dr. Shine was a medical doctor and world traveller. His excursions took him to exotic destinations across the globe like Africa and Asia. Rare for his time, Dr. Shine credited the native peoples he encountered as having valuable knowledge that could benefit the modern world. Before Dr. Shine's appointment as the superintendent at the asylum, it had a dark reputation. It was rife with accidents, lax discipline, and low patient recovery rate. Dr. Shine, however, turned things around, and during his 25-year tenure, the asylum rebounded to become a model treatment centre. When he retired, Dr. Shine donated his personal and professional papers to the archive at Salem Hospital.
You
get that?
Gee, maybe we could find something from those some information in those papers. And then we could visit the Salem Witch Museum, too. I've always wanted to see that.
Well, we're pretty close, right? But we've got, we need to get back before the moon doodah, don't we?
Well, it's only about a mile to Salem.
Okay. Yeah,
well, maybe 2.
That, but I don't know, how long did it take me to get this information? Because you said it was sunset and then how long? What time is it?
So you spent the evening socializing, and that gave you all the information that I just told you from various different sources. So we'll say it's probably a couple of hours, about 8 o'clock, a couple of hours past sunset.
By the way, everyone, I forgot to mention it when we were coming out of it. When I went to the restroom, I unlocked one of the windows. So if we ever think that we want to get in, if they haven't noticed, then it could be an access point if we need it.
Good thinking, Frances.
Oh, thank you.
When she tells us that the next day, I'll look to buy an extending ladder and some kind of a heavy leather or fleece type thing to go over the spikes. So if you have to go over the wall, we've got something to do with.
Okay, like a heavy trench coat or leather piece of material.
More, like a sheep fleece or
like
something
a poncho,
like that.
Like a thick poncho or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I will tell the others. Francis tells the others. Also, I was thinking, Sterling, did you sketch the uniform as I asked you?
Yeah,
right.
I think.
I was thinking if we go in tomorrow night, we'll go in dressed as a nurse, so that no one perhaps pays attention to me too much.
Might they not notice that you're not one of the normal nurses?
Yeah, that was the idea. Yeah, I'm gonna try to disguise, but you're gonna check my disguise because you all seen the nurse and reckless, whatever they called it. Yeah, called her.
They must employ hundreds of nurses, so they're hiring and firing all the time. They won't.
Especially the night shift. I was even thinking of going tonight, but I don't want to go in alone, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not courageous enough. I was thinking of going in and see what they're doing during the night to these poor people and try to free Harry.
Plus, I'm sure Guy's interested about these papers, right? Because what did he say?
Yes.
He's got a dark reputation. There was a dark reputation, and then Dr. Shine made everything better. He was a world traveler, and maybe it sounded like he might be into the occult. So he's got some papers, right? We could,
Well, if these papers might contain something that quietens the spirit of the asylum.
So first thing in the morning, let's go check out Salem Hospital.
Well, after pancakes, bacon, syrup, bacon and maple syrup, of course.
Didn't you get your fill of maple syrup?
There's no such thing as full of maple syrup. I'm going to try rubbing it on my leg as well.
What's Salem famous for apart from witches? Do they have you guys know, what are they famous for food-wise?
Who? Danvers.
Oh no, does anyone know what Salem was famous for?
Well,
long pig, roasted wrong pig.
No, in general around here, seafood is spectacularly good. This is the fishing, in Gloucester, Massachusetts. The fishing fleets that come out of Gloucester are phenomenal. So all the lobster, crabs, fish you could imagine.
Cool. To Salem for seafood.
Delicious.
Nice.
Now you want the chowder.
Clam chowder.
I'm not so keen on chowder, but I like shellfish in itself. Yeah.
Guy, didn't you mention that you wanted to make some searches on Otto Berger as well and this Andrew McBride? Perhaps we could go to somewhere like a library or something to see if they have blueprints of this world. Maybe
that's a good idea, Francis. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has already mentioned it, so sorry if you have. But thank you. Okay. The idea is, have they changed any wings? Is there something that wasn't there before?
Perhaps the Danvers Town Hall would have those kind of records.
Ah, right. Yes. Okay.
Whilst they're checking for that, I'll nip into the local police and see if I can persuade them to let me have a look to see if any criminal records for for Mr. Dr. Berger, or
Andrew McBride.
any talk about the hired thugs that seem to be working there. And what was the other guy? Was it Orkness? Orkness? What was the guy
Ask them about the guy that is in the H ward, the Andrew McBride. What is he?
McBride, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. What is he in for? Ask them as well. Why is he being interned into this mental institution?
Okay, so who is going where? Sorry, you've got a lot of different people going to different places. We'll start with Guy. You're going to Salem in the morning, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so but Frances, you were talking about potentially busting into the asylum tonight. Is that happening or not?
I did mention it out loud. No one has said anything, so Frances is obviously.
I don't think you should go in by yourself, Frances.
I don't think we're quite ready for that yet, anyway.
I was going to say two of us could stake it out, but after what happened to the car, I'm afraid we'd get attacked, by something.
Can we confirm that the new moon is tomorrow as well?
Yes, you've
probably an element.
Yeah, you have confirmed that. Yeah.
Well, we've got one day to do our research in Salem and in Danvers during the day, and then in the evening we should stake out the grounds to see what's happening out there.
Yeah.
Perhaps around the amphitheater.
Plus, we know the guards, we can bribe them easy, right? That's probably an option if we need to sneak in.
True. The guys convinced me that it's not a good idea to go in. Not that I needed any convincement, too much convincement anyway. But I really think I really would like to have a search of this Berger, if we have any records of what he's done before we go in, to see if there is anything that could help us.
The general just research. Okay, so the first thing is spending the night. How are you all spending the night in Danvers? Are you slumming it? Are you sleeping in the car? You got a hotel?
No, I would go to a hotel, but I would go to the police station beforehand because that will be open anyway, and do the checks on the law.
Yeah, make law checks or library use. I suppose it would be law actually. Ooh.
Oh, good.
Tick that.
And you were looking at Dr. Berger, yes?
And McBride, rather.
McBride, yeah.
Yeah, you're able to uncover Dr. Berger's professional appointments prior to his tenure at Danvers. He was had a successful tenure at State Lunatic Asylum in Austin, Texas. There he was known as a genial and thoroughly professional practitioner. Dr. Berger's professional record is impeccable, although his contributions to professional journals and attendance at professional conferences has slackened off in recent years. Colleagues assume that he is overburdened with his work at the overcrowded Danvers facility. Dr. Berger has presided over Danvers Asylum for approximately 10 years. In recent years, Berger has let professional contacts slip and has apparently discouraged contact from perplexed colleagues. Dr. Berger is unmarried and does not have any immediate family in the area, but he has living quarters at the asylum provided for his personal use.
What if Dr. Berger is just a marionette of these spirits, ghosts, or whatever entities?
Yeah, first of all, I don't think I could have found out all that from a law check. So I would just find out whether he was got any convictions or not.
From gossip from police officers who know.
Right, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
I don't get the impression that he started off as a bad guy from the looks of the paintings that we saw in the handover, and everything. He seemed to be sort of has gone downhill, and you say, might not be possessed or even controlled in some other way.
So the wrongness of that place took over him, got over him. All right.
That's a guess, yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Did you find out anything about this Andrew McBride?
Did I get anything on McBride?
No, they have no information on any patients there. The information is kept in tight tightly guarded.
Okay. What about I asked about the orderlies.
Yeah, that was the last thing, wasn't it? The orderlies and why they seem to be so thuggish, I think it was.
Yeah.
They don't really have any comment on that. They haven't really. There's been no crime committed or reported according to them. So,
Okay.
This is speculation and gossip, as far as they can tell.
All right, well, I'll relay that to the others when we get back to the hotel.
So you're calling it a night, yeah? Staying at the hotel?
Yes, because we want to get a good night's rest and an early start in the morning for our research during the day tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. So, unfortunately, or not, an investigator wakes up to the night. So, Frances, you wake up in the night to find a hulking, shadowy stranger looming over your bed. And before you can move or say anything, he claps a hand over your mouth.
Okay, can you repeat that, please? Because I didn't understand what is soaring off
so
in bed.
that's right. You wake up in the night to find a hulking, shadowy stranger in your hotel bedroom looming over your bed. And before you can do anything, he claps a hand over your mouth. He says, "You listen to me. I'm Andy McBride. They know I'm out and about. Nod once if you listen. Don't make any noise."
I'm nodding.
He slowly takes his hand off your mouth. "They wants me to fix you so you don't come around the hospital no more. But instead I'm telling you what I shouldn't, sees? So you gotta listen's good. There's something terrible living at the hospital. It's always been there. It's a power that lies in the walls and the halls and the gardens. Dr. Berger is going to sacrifice your friend Larry to the thing at the next dark moon tomorrow night. Larry don't have much time."
I'm nodding.
And he darts away and climbs out the window.
Wait, I just want to say thank you.
He's gone.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm a bit panting because obviously the scare was there. Do I have to roll on sanity? No, good.
No, wasn't it? You're just scared. You didn't have a touch with sanity.
Pouring myself a glass of water, trembling a bit. I'm drinking it. Then breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and pacing up and down the room. What should I do? Should I tell them? Should I not tell them? Because I don't want to wake them up. But then I should tell them now, perhaps, or I tell them tomorrow morning. It doesn't seem to. There is no immediate risk. Yes, I should let them sleep. So I go back to bed, turn around, twist in the bed. No, I can't. I can't go to sleep. Then I get up, pacing again, up and down, going out in the corridor, breathe in, breathe out, and knock at the first door that I find. Well, one of us, not any guest.
Not the first door you find, the first of your companions. Yeah. So,
first door
who did you knock on? Roll a d3.
Roll a d3.
We'll do it from the bottom left, whoever. So, Kevin is 1.
Yeah, remind me.
Sterling is 3. /R space D3. 1. So you knocked on Abraham's door.
Okay. Okay. So knock. First gently, not to wake the whole hotel up.
As soon as she knocks, I'll probably wake up. And when I open the door, I'll have my gun sort of concealed next to me. And when I see it's there, I open the door and put the gun away.
I'm pale like a sheet, and I'm a bit trembling. I got my glass of water with me, and you can see I'm trembling still. I had a visit.
What's the matter, Francis?
Can I come in, please? I don't want to say this in the corridor.
I opened the door wide and let her in.
Okay. I had a visit from shadow spirit thing. He was Andrew McBride. He said lots of things, and then he disappeared as a shadow through the window. He was the one that was trying to. I thought. Do you remember I said to somebody that's trying to make us not come back, convince us not come back? It was him. and he said that they're gonna sacrifice Harry tomorrow night. That this Berger doctor is taken by whoever is controlling this hospital, and there is something controlling this hospital in the walls, in the floors, everywhere. And I've said all of this without breathing almost.
Okay, so somebody's broken into your room. This Andy McBride guy, and he's
no one has broken in my room. Was there any sign of breaking into the room? I don't think so. It was like a shadow. He put it. Oh yes. What did I feel when he put his hand on my mouth? Was it solid or was it shadowy?
It was solid. It was warm and solid.
Oh, okay. But then he went out the window like a shadow thing. Strange.
But you can see all sort of things in the darkness. But so this guy came in and told you that they're going to kill Blackwood tomorrow.
Yes, he also told me that they sent him to deal with us, and instead he's warning us.
Okay, so it sounds like we've got to get him out as well. And deal with whatever there. We need maybe some sort of exorcism. Do we need a priest?
Oh, very good idea. Should we wake the others up or not? What do you think?
Why not?
Okay, I'm gonna go and knock.
Maybe I'm just thinking I'm awake. Might as well have them awake.
This was my first thought, but it wasn't very nice. You say I'm awake, so why should the others sleep?
So, Guy, you hear at your door. Frantic knocking. Frances.
Guy.
Is this Frances? Yes.
Guy, would you please come into Agent Lincoln's room? We need to talk.
Oh, of course.
Okay, and I'm still pale like a white sheet, and presumably Agent Lincoln is going to knock on Sterling's door, I'd assume.
Yeah, fine. I'll knock on his door.
When they're all
Sterling's been earning some of his money from his job last night, but he does keep out of the room to join you guys.
When we're all in the room and the door is closed, I just repeat everything that I said to Agent Lincoln. And again, without breathing, all in one go, and then I breathe again at the end. It was scary. I can say it was scary.
Are you saying this was a spiritual entity, a ghost, or a flesh and blood person? I'm not clear on this, Frances.
I am not clear either. It looks like a shadow, but it was warm and solid when he put his hand on my mouth.
It sounds like a guy had just broken in and in the darkness.
Yeah. Can we check the window? Like, is the window open a bit and looks tampered with or anything? So
the window has been opened and there's muddy footprints.
Oh, so yeah,
on the window,
a ghost would do that. Yeah, okay.
I think that I was a bit shaken to actually check the window myself. I didn't think of that. I really wasn't reasoning. Sorry, everyone. Apologies. I wasn't behaving very professionally. And my head is down, really almost.
Hey, don't worry about it. We've had a freaky few days. Months, weeks.
Need a holiday.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
I give you a fizzy water, Frances, to calm your nerves.
Yeah, they were. Thank you. I was just about to take it, in fact.
The gist of it is that they sent this Andrew McBride to take care of us and hurt us, but he decided to give us a warning instead and told us that Mr. Blackwell's going to be attacked tomorrow night, or something bad's going to happen to him, and now we need to help both of them.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be sacrificed.
If you remember, I think that Harry said Andrew McBride didn't he say he was his friend?
He said he's the one who knows what's really going on.
Yeah. They were using him. I don't know if they have threatened him or just commanded him to do something, or he's one of them, really, but decided to help his friend Harry, perhaps. I told you it was a warning, not because if they wanted us dead, they would have. done something more than what they did.
Well, since we still have all day tomorrow during the daytime, I think we maybe need to go in there armed with more information about what we're dealing with here. So we should probably proceed with our research plans, yes, and then prepare ourselves for our invasion in the evening.
Yeah, I think we definitely need some way of exercising whatever spirit is in there. And I just wondered if a priest would be any good.
If we're going to Salem, I've heard there maybe were witches there. Maybe we could find a witch. And a priest, a rabbi, and whoever else is there.
I think the witches were exterminated around in the 1690s.
Yeah, but there's always one left. Come on, all the things we've seen. You don't think there's one witch when we've seen slime monsters come out of the ocean and stuff?
There's always a witch in the wardrobe, as they say.
Yeah, gotta be one.
Right, guys, we've reached. Sorry,
Frances has been sitting quietly, looking downwards, very shaken, and then she's very nervous. And when they're talking about that, and they decide the plan for the next day, she says, "I don't feel comfortable in sleeping in my room now, all alone."
Sterling will sleep on the floor because his room's busy anyway, so he'll sleep on the floor.
Oh, thank you. 2 tears coming down from the eyes. Thank you.
What a gentleman.
I hug you and I said, "Okay, let's go." Not that I will sleep anyway, but
he'll give you his tarot deck to play with, but he tells you to be quiet.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna study the cards. Yes, what they are and everything. Yeah.
That's interesting.
An episode in which no firearms were drawn or fired.
Yeah, a bit of a slow
first one, right?
Yeah.
I knew there was something wrong with this game.
No dynamite or anything like that. Yeah, I know. It's been nice.
Don't worry, we'll make up for it next time.
Francis Bacon says, in response to your comment earlier, talking about something to buy to put over the barbed wire, apparently potato sack works for covering barbed wire, and it's harder to trace back to whomever bought it as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good.
Yeah. So if you ever need to get over barbed wire, guys, potato sack is the way forward. But yeah, we've reached the top of the hour, guys, so we're going to end things there and pick up again back here next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Going to be carrying on the adventure, so hopefully you'd see you all there for that. I hope you all enjoyed this evening. We do greatly thank you for joining us, and we hope that you will join us again. If not, I'll see you in some other content I produce. I make content almost every single day. So, salve till next time. Say goodbye, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Buonanotte.